Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Express-News is reporting that the city of San Antonio has put a projected price tag on the new sports and entertainment district downtown, including a new Spurs arena. City estimates the entire project would cost at least $2.7 billion, with $1.2 to $1.5 billion of that for a new Spurs arena. And of course, the Spurs, well, they dropped another one, blowing a big lead in the process.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio's.
It is hump day.
Are we doing that?
It's hump day. No, I'm just saying it's happy hump day.
Oh, okay.
Hope you're having a great hump day, everybody.
Have you figured out what you're going to do yet?
Well, obviously not.
No, clearly. You're just. I was thinking we were just going to just ignore the words hump day.
I like hump day.
Yeah, well, yes.
I like it. So I'll say it until I can figure something else out. I can't let Wednesday go by without wishing everyone listening a happy hump day.
Do you have it scheduled or something?
Sure. Yeah.
As the intro started, I whispered in Joe's ears. I was like, guess what day it is?
You were whispering sweet nothings
He
in
was.
Joe's ear?
He was.
No wonder he got excited.
I was excited. You see, I was kind of went, woo.
Yeah, you did.
Whoa, woo-hoo.
You know, we started watching White Lotus the other night.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. Apparently, there's already in the season 3. I just learned about it, so it's all new to me. If you've watched White Lotus, there's I don't know, I'm through 2 episodes, maybe 3. I put it on last night instead of finishing the Spurs game because the Spurs are pissing me off. But yeah, there's some scenes in there that would kind of go with what you just described.
So it's a little racy, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Not really. Yes, there are some racy scenes in there. This family, they're rich and they're at some crazy resort in Hawaii, and you've got 2 daughters that are, and then you got a son that's like, I don't know, and then all the hotel. It's interesting.
All right.
I'm not deep enough into the episodes to know, but I'm hooked. Like, all right,
you knuckle down and go a little harder.
To a degree, maybe, Pledge. I mean, but again, you got to watch the show to understand. But it's good. I'm going to stay with it. It's not one of those shows where you give it a couple episodes and you don't care if you ever go back. Because there's a handful in my watch history that are like that. If I get back to it, I get back to it. Some you race till the very end.
We started watching Reacher. Season 3 or something like that. I don't know what it is. The problem with that is we got in, there were 3 episodes.
Uh-huh.
And we watched those 3. Now you got to wait for the weekly thing to do. And I hate that.
Yeah.
I'd rather get in when they're all done and just watch them all at one time.
Binge when you
Boom,
want.
right there.
Knock out 2 or 3 a day and you're done. I don't want to wait anymore. Like, think about, it's like regular television. And there are still some shows that I watch on regular television, but I have no idea really what day they're on, or it's not a priority. Like, I know it's Wednesday night. It's Chicago PD and Fire night, which I enjoy those shows. I still enjoy those shows. But it's not like I'm going to Rue Pub for steak night for dinner tonight. I'm not in a hurry to get home by 8 o'clock to watch Chicago Fire.
No, wait a minute. That starts
might watch
tonight?
it on Cider. Yes, it starts tonight.
Wow. Do you have to make reservations?
I don't know. I know people there.
I know you do.
I know people there. So I'll be there about 6:30. Leave here and drive straight there.
Interesting. I didn't know it started tonight. That's fantastic.
It starts tonight.
I'm going to have to text my beautiful wife and say, what are we doing for dinner?
You want to join us for dinner?
I'm thinking that.
You can.
Yeah, well, I assumed that I could. The Rue Pub's a public place, isn't it? I mean, anybody can go there.
Anybody can.
You don't have
but
to have a membership or anything.
But if you want to sit at my table.
Oh, I see. I don't know if I want to sit at your table.
Although I don't know that it's quite done yet. But at the Rue Pub, and you're partially responsible for this, Joe Reinagel.
I am.
They are remodeling the bathrooms at the Rue Pub.
I knew it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, well, see, they heard your story about meeting Jelly Roll in a bathroom in New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
And so they're remodeling the bathroom, but there will be dividers between the urinals now. The Reinagel divider is what they're going to call it because, the creepy guys looking over and comparing just has to stop.
Well, when you get as old as I am, you're like, is everybody shrinking?
Wow.
You see the look Pledge just gave me right
It's hard.
there.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
See, I'm comfortable enough in my skin that, I can.
That's all that's left, apparently.
I can crack a joke or two. Well, every now and then, he looks familiar.
Just on a Wednesday.
Every now and then, yes. So, I'm just saying, it's. I'm happy to hear this that the dividers are going up.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's awesome.
And it's not for you to hang on to, sir.
Well, it may be. I tell you, it might be.
Yep.
Good for you, Chip. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There must have been a lot of that going on at the Rue Pub.
Just you.
Just me.
Just you. I mean, Rue Pub's been open for a decade. It hadn't been a problem until you became a regular.
What? We were talking about that one day. Do you remember that on this show? And I just said I prefer the dividers up, and I wasn't even thinking about the Rue Pub. But then we did our show out there, and I said, well, I'll be damned. They don't have dividers.
Mm-hmm.
Money well spent.
Mm-hmm.
See, I feel good now. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel good. You see,
you've contributed to society.
You do this show as dog flaps yesterday. It's pea dividers today. I mean, man, I'm on a roll.
Yeah, you're on something. You are on something.
Uh-huh.
Not sure where to go with that.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Steak night, huh? That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to have to, during one of these breaks, text my beautiful wife and say, we might have dinner plans.
I'll be there at 6:30.
All right.
I'm going straight from here. Then I'm not even going home first.
Yeah.
Because it's 6 to sell out. So
6 to sell out. Okay.
And I'm told the steaks are incredible.
I'm sure they are. The food's always good at the Rue
Food
Pub.
is always good, but I mean, when they did steak night before, it was always fantastic. But I'm told that the steaks that they have now for steak night are better than what they had before.
Oh wow! Okay.
So and again for $20,
you can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
They're just hoping you drink triple that in beer.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean. They're still a business.
Of course. That's awesome. I'm excited about that. I know you've been talking about it, but I know it started tonight, so that's good. It's good to know.
What did you think it's going to start? It's back starting Wednesday. I mean, I know some people like you, things need to be completely spelled out for, but, all week, starting this Wednesday, when did you think that was going to start? On Thursday?
Well, Minix, we've been doing the show now a little over 3 years. I thought you'd learn by now. I just don't listen to you.
You think I'm an idiot?
I do think you are at times.
Yes.
And you're proving it over and over again.
I am at times, yes.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Just seeing a tweet from our good friend Joshua, I don't want to say lone Texan fan, but maybe the loudest Texan fan, the flag bearer for Houston Texans. But sometimes you got to correct Joshua in his facts, because he tweets at me, former employee of @SA Sports Star D'Amico Ryans also known as the head coach of the Houston Texans, was on Texans radio talking about the potential of having training camp outside of Houston. At Jason Minix, let your former coworker know San Antonio would love to have Texans camp.
Huh.
Yeah. D'Amico's been on this. When D'Amico was a player, he was on the show a lot.
Okay.
But not an employee, not a coworker. We didn't pay D'Amico to come on the show. We used to do when we had the Texans games on our air, we had a deal with the Texans where we had, I'm trying to think, throughout the different years, random players once a week and then a consistent player every week. And D'Amico was a consistent player that would join us weekly when he was a player, but never really an employee. Friend, although he doesn't really text back anymore.
He's busy.
He's he's head coach now. He can't associate with those media types as much. Even his good friend Indy Kalu, his former teammate, doesn't hear from his buddy D'Amico during the season. Off season, D'Amico's a different guy. I would love for the Texans to come here and do training camp.
Well, that's true, so they could get 25 people out there like the Oilers used to do.
It isn't the Oilers anymore. They might get 45.
Well, maybe. I doubt it, but, we'll see. You want to come on out? Trinity University, I'm sure, would love to have you.
Trinity, UIW, a lot of places. Although if you're the Texans, where would you want to go to your training camp? And this might be more of a conversation with Nick Caserio or somebody on the business side, because kind of like Jerry will never give up that property in California because there's so many Cowboy fans there. Where is Houston looking to grow their fan base? Would it be San Antonio? Realistically, would it be Austin? Would it be, I don't know, somewhere over in Louisiana? There was a time where they were going, where was it, North Carolina or something like that, which didn't make a whole lot of sense, but they did. Got away, better weather. I mean, if you're leaving Houston for better weather, are you really coming to San Antonio?
Well, even San Antonio's better than Houston.
Well,
Houston's like hell on earth with the humidity there. I mean,
you do
it's
sweat
terrible.
in places
It's
you didn't know you had.
Yes.
I have when you're in Houston.
That would be my thing. And if D'Amico is thinking that, I would think that, a better climate. Because that's the beauty of Oxnard for the Cowboys. It never gets that hot. So those guys can, they can go a little harder and do a few more things. You're talking about being in Houston, unless you're in the bubble that they have, man, you can't go too long.
Well, and I mean, a lot of things, again, if the Texans wanted to bring camp here, I'd be all for it.
Sure.
I mean, you look at that new facility that the city just took over near downtown, that'd be a great spot for the Texans, whether it's Trinity. We could try growing grass in the parking lot again. I mean, didn't work before, but maybe it'll work now if they want to be inside the Alamo Dome. The idea that anything is possible.
Now, that's not a bad idea. The Alamo Dome. The only problem is you only have one field, right? And a lot of these teams need two.
They need two. But they could try growing grass in the parking lot again.
No, I don't think that didn't work out too well, Bill Parcells.
But well, remember Emmett walked out there and was like, I'm not getting on this.
No way. That's worse than Veterans Stadium, for goodness sake. We're about the same.
It was bad. I'd be all for it. Joshua, I will let D'Amico know that you want the Texans to have training camp here.
Now, my question to Joshua is, Houston's not that far away. Does he ever go up there to watch them? That would be my question. So you want him here so you don't have to drive 3 hours. You can just drive, 20 minutes?
It's the passionate level of the fans.
Yeah, apparently. As long as it doesn't put me out too long, I'm good.
Make it convenient for me to like you.
Exactly.
I mean, you just the way Houston does things, and I'm not, by all means, not trying to sound critical of the way the Texans do things. And this really started with Bill O'Brien, and some things haven't changed. But not all their practices are open to the public. So what do they do? About 8 practices a year, training camp practices, that are open to the public. And then it's like a lottery for people to get the free tickets to get in. So they don't make it easy on the fans. where you go to other facilities, other teams' training camps, like the Dallas Cowboys. It's all open. Come on. It's very welcoming. With Houston, it's not. It's not the same. And so I wonder if they did travel, would they change their approach to what practices are open to the public and what practices are not?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Look, we talk about Jerry Jones. Everybody gets upset with Jerry, but Jerry is still very media-friendly and fan-friendly when it comes to that. You know, it's not a problem to go watch them practice and do what they've got to do. Other sports franchises like the Texans, like the Spurs, like, I don't know, New England, or how they used to be anyway. I mean, it's hard to get in there and watch those guys. They want to keep it secret.
And in Dallas, they built the hotel right next to their facility
did.
At the Star. When Bill O'Brien was the head coach of the Texans, I don't know if D'Amico still does the same thing, but there is a Holiday Inn right across the street from the practice fields. And I want to say from like floor 9 up, Bill O'Brien had the Texans buy out every floor so nobody could get a room. and so, like, the Jacksonville Jaguars don't get a room on the 16th floor so they could watch practice and video it, which made me wonder what Bill O'Brien was doing in New England to think, yeah, that hotel right there, we can't have anybody in those rooms.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It is ridiculous. Bill O'Brien's right up there with Sean Payton and Aaron Rodgers in my book. He's right up there in that donkey category that is just there.
Yeah. See, I swear I like Bill O'Brien.
I don't like Bill O'Brien.
No, every time I've talked to Bill O'Brien, every time I've been around Bill O'Brien, he's a great guy.
Uh-huh.
I just, all his coaching stuff I'm not a fan of. I'm a fan of the dude. I liked Bill O'Brien. But some of the things he did, it makes you not like
well,
him.
I don't know, like trading the best wide receiver in the league for nothing?
Oh, they got a bag of chips and a Diet Coke.
Well, sure. So, at the time, DeAndre Hopkins was arguably the best wide receiver in the National Football League.
Yep.
Certainly one of them.
They only got rid of him 5 years too soon.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Bill O'Brien.
Mm-hmm. We have an estimated cost of what the new Wemby Center is going to be. Project Marvel. Whew. Expensive.
It's up there.
Yeah, but it seems doable in today's day and age. Let's talk about the numbers that we're hearing.
You going to write a check?
Me? It'll bounce. It'll bounce.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if I would know how to write a check. How many zeros is that? We'll talk about it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get over and see Sam over at Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need uniforms done, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. If you need T-shirts screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need caps, man, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, the Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. If you just need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. All the big name brands, Eddie Bauer, North Face, Under Armour, Nike, Travis Mathew, Port Authority, to name a few. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big, and nobody has better prices. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with low local support, and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY Days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
$1.2 billion, maybe $1.5 billion, somewhere in there. That's what we're being told. What Project Marvel is going to cost. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Apparently, they're talking about it over at the city council today. And the first real numbers that the public is at least being told about what Project Marvel is going to cost. The overall project, about $2.75 billion. Give or take a couple $100 billion.
Yeah, at least is what the Express News is saying. $2.75 billion. So you figure about $3 billion, just to be on the safe side.
Tariffs.
Well, they don't know yet, right? I mean, are the blueprints blueprinted?
Yeah, I think that's the official term. I'm sure they've got some estimates at this point, and I do think, quite frankly, you're making estimates at today's prices. I don't know if you're estimating projections on what prices will be based when it's time to make the purchases. But I do believe with a lot of projects, you've seen it in the news, not just with Project Marvel, but with anything, it's hard to forecast because nobody knows truly what the tariffs are actually going to end up costing when it comes back to the consumer. So
if we have tariffs,
if we have them, but you've got to project for them because we're being told those are coming. So it's in the business world, it's become a real thing that you've got to factor in. But the Express News today does have the first real numbers that are being discussed, all the different parts of Project Marvel in itself, $2.75 billion, all right, $3 billion for the project cost. But then there's other things in there that are going to change and increase stuff. The biggest part, how is it going to get paid for? City property tax dollars from the tax increment reinvestment zone, state hotel taxes from a special tax zone the legislature approved in 2023, and then the venue tax from Bexar County on hotel rooms and car rentals, which is why the county needs to be a part of this, why city officials and the Spurs want the county a part of it to use that venue tax.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see because the county's going to want to know what the hell we're doing with the Frost Bank Center.
Yep.
Because they don't want it just sitting there. So they're going to have to all come up with a plan to figure out what's going to happen there. And will that become an entertainment district? Will it? It can't just be the rodeo. So what else do you do with it? And that's all going to be a factor. Judge Sakai, when he was on with us, made that very clear that they don't want the Frost Bank Center to turn into the Astrodome and just sit there in an empty building. So the county has something to kind of hold over the Spurs and the city's head when it comes to this, and that's the building that they're in right now. It's going to be an interesting fight, and they're talking about November. That's ambitious, but it probably needs to happen by then if they want to get this thing started.
Well, it is interesting because most of the tax dollars, while it is on us as citizens, and we will vote on if this will be approved, for the most part, it doesn't hurt the individual, right? The way I understand how most of these work. You know, it's not like, man, there's this tax here, now I can't afford to go do this or go do that. And anytime you travel and you pay hotel taxes, you realize you're paying for things in that city that you will never be a part of, and it comes with the territory of traveling. So, you always get those, checking out of a hotel, and you go, but that's just the cost of traveling.
Sure, exactly.
The question, like we were talking about, the discussion is happening in Houston. Do they renovate NRG Stadium or do they just build a new one? And their tax district, whatever, they've got all those arenas down there, is still in a lot of debt. It's going to be a while before that gets paid off in layman's terms. San Antonio, I look at the way the Alamo Dome was done. It was paid off pretty quick. It's a profitable building. The Frost Bank Center, because remember when it opened as the SBC Center, seemed like that got paid off pretty quickly, if I read what I read correctly. So how long will it take to pay this off, or how much hurt will it be on the individual? And I think that's ultimately what we want to know. And how much skin in the game are the Holtz putting in, or Spurs Sports and Entertainment? Because as long as there's what feels like enough of their money going in, I think most taxpayers say, okay, if it's 100% publicly financed, that's when people lose their mind. Building billionaire arenas for billionaire owners.
Well, look, if they do this entire project, it's going to benefit the city of San Antonio tremendously. And the city knows that, and that's why they're fully behind it.
Sure.
But again, this is San Antonio. We've been through the fights with the Alamo Dome, been through the fights with what is now the Frost Bank Center, and that you will have that contingent of people that I don't care whether it hurts them or not. It doesn't matter. There's a tax.
Yep.
Any kind of tax will be a problem. So, look, this is not going to be smooth sailing. I don't care. Unless the Holtz put up, $1.5 billion for the entire arena, and that ain't happening.
They're not.
So it will be a fight. I feel confident it will pass because most people understand the value of such things like this, and so it'll get done. But I guarantee you this will be a fight between now and if they put it on the ballot in November, get ready because the fireworks will begin.
Well, and again, there's also another hotel involved here, maybe two, more convention center, repurposing the John H. Wood Jr. Federal Courthouse to make that an event venue. That's $100 million, maybe $150, according to the Express News article. The
Alamo Dome's involved.
The Alamo Dome. I mean, the Alamo Dome is a great building. When you think about, does it need upgrades? Yes. Apparently, and I haven't seen these yet, but they've redone a lot of the suites in the Alamo Dome. The Final Four will be here this year, and then I think we have a women's Final Four coming, and that's it for now, unless there's some renovations. And the way they're talking about that land bridge and everything that comes with it, that's a project that should happen, needs to happen, in my opinion, to keep San Antonio in the mix for events like what you're seeing in with Final Fours. It feels like it's been a while since we've had one. We got this one. It's fun. When we were at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, the New Orleans people, but New Orleans and San Antonio in a lot of ways very similar. Very walkable downtown area. They know how to throw events. The one thing they've done in New Orleans just hosted their 8th Super Bowl. 8th. And they were very proud of that. This is number 8 for New Orleans. And it's because they keep reinvesting in their downtown to make sure that it's always at the top of the level when it comes to hotel space, convention, restaurants, walkability, entertainment, and all the venues to be able to host the event. San Antonio needs to keep up that pace to stay in the Final Four rotation, and who knows what else we would get with a new arena, probably an all-star game if there's still such a thing as an NBA all-star game when this thing is built, more Final Fours, maybe college football playoff, maybe even a college football national championship game.
Huh.
With a new building. Or an upgraded building.
Well, I would love that for the Valero Alamo Bowl folks. That would be nice for them, and they deserve to get in on the playoff action. But that's a discussion for another show. I would love, and I guess New Orleans does that. I wish they would revamp some of the stuff. I don't know.
They hosed down the street. It was fine. It didn't smell of piss and puke.
I'm sitting there wondering what they did. They upgraded downtown. It looked like a dump like it always does.
Stop.
And the Superdome is what? God, that building has got to be 40 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's been redone so many times. It's brand new on the inside.
Holy cow, that place. Yeah, look, what it is a great place to hold events like that. I will give you that. New Orleans is, and San Antonio is too. I'll never forget the first Final Four we had here. I talked to people. I was at the TV station at the time. Talked to people then. If coaches and the NCAA had it their way, San Antonio would host the Final Four every year.
Every year.
Every year, because it's just convenient, and it's that when they had it in Dallas before San Antonio, we went there. You had to take a 45-minute bus ride to the convention center. And it's ridiculous. So San Antonio, you can walk, and it's just a great city for those things. So updating, having a new arena, having the downtown entertainment district will only help bring events like that to this city. So it's worth it in the long run, but there are going to be some people that you've got to convince.
And I like to call those people cave people, citizens against virtually everything.
Yeah, true.
Because the other side of it, and while it's not a threat right now, at some point it will be. If they don't build a new arena, will the Spurs stay in town? Will Wemby re-sign without the new Wemby Center being built? Those are all things that at some point are going to be lobbied as, I don't know, whatchamacallit, if you don't build it, they will leave, kind of thing. And quite frankly, we were that way with the SBC Center. When the Frostbank Center finally got built. If that didn't happen, the Spurs wouldn't be in San Antonio right now.
Well, I think people knew it was ridiculous to play basketball inside the Alamo Dome.
Yep.
I mean, it just was. It was ridiculous. So you had to have an arena, and they finally got that done and got it sold. I think this will happen. It will, but again, I hope the Spurs are transparent, or whoever is going to do the city, whatever, to lay out the cost to make sure everybody knows exactly where the money's coming from and how it's going to be spent. And you have to do that these days. And I think if you do that and you sell it right and you have a good PR campaign, I think this city will go for it. As far as Wemby goes, I think, a new building is part of it. The other part of it is, I don't know, maybe putting a winning team on the floor. That might help, and that might even help with the building of a new arena. Now, I know we can't help blood clots. I get that. But this team wasn't going anywhere anyway. The De'Aaron Fox edition is a good start, but this team has a long way to go.
But, yeah, you want to vote when the team is winning.
Yes. That will help.
That will certainly help. Hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. How about Tom Brady, the recruiter? Let's talk about his role with the Raiders. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the OrthoNow Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from The Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Celebrating Black History Month, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Music legend Suzanne DePass helped introduce the world to Michael Jackson and Rick James, to name a few. But it wasn't always easy.
Learning, making mistakes, getting my butt kicked, crying, tears of frustration, not sadness. And little by little, I got my legs up under me.
What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. That was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Wednesday afternoon. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. Get over to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. In fact, a little bit later, I won't tell you when, we've got tickets to give away to the College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championship happening at the Frostbank Center during Final Four weekend. We'll give those away on YouTube in a bit.
On YouTube.
Won't tell you when, but
all right,
sooner rather than later.
Get over to YouTube if you haven't ever been there. It's a lot of fun. If you got an opportunity to do so, get over there. It's a lot of fun. These folks, they can be entertaining, the comments.
Yes, they can.
Very entertaining.
Especially after that first segment. Most of those comments we can't read on the radio, but you can read them on our YouTube channel. So YouTube, search San Antonio Sports Star, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. The Combine continuing this week in Indianapolis. I know some people say it gets started tomorrow, but in fact, kickers go today. So kickers are people too. So
not really.
I don't know. McAfee was very upset that Shefty did not acknowledge that the kickers were working out. So
that's great.
The Cowboys always are the center of conversation. And Sportico put out a deal today about franchise worth, and the Cowboys, of course, topped the list, which just proves winning in the postseason championships doesn't matter. The fact that the Giants and Jets are also in the top 10, more proof. I mean, it is what it is. Winning doesn't correlate. But the Cowboys, while worth a lot of money, don't know how to work within a cap. And quite frankly, they're cheap with their cap, too. That's a cheap, stupid, rich organization. They've got their own free agents, which last year they didn't really keep anybody. This year they've got 5 that are listed in the top 101 of free agents. Will they try to keep some of those guys? Becomes the question. Can they afford to keep some of those guys?
Yeah, they can afford to do it. They can. And I think top of the list is the guy that's listed at number 7, and that's Osa Odigizua. The guy has played well. He's gotten better every year that he's played, and I think you need to keep him. A guy like DeMarcus Lawrence, I don't care whether you keep him or not, honestly. I think it's time for him to go. Rico Dowdle is the third. He's obviously a running back. If you get somebody else and he's not your number one guy, I'm okay with that. I'd like to see Jordan Lewis back. I'd like to see them keep him. So if I'm looking at this, the two that I would say is Osa and Jordan Lewis, and the others can have a nice day.
I'm with you to a degree. Osa and J. Lou are certainly the priorities. Rico is the big question mark because Rico did run the ball well last year. You remember last year they opted not to keep Tony Pollard. And when you look at what Pollard did this year for Tennessee and what Rico did for Dallas, production-wise is same.
Okay.
And so the question is, I'm keeping Rico depending on the price. This is where if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you can.
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
Because I'm not going to overpay for Rico, but I need more than one running back. And one running back that is familiar with what you're doing. And they like Rico. They kept that kid around a long time, battling through injuries. A couple years ago, everybody was high on, Malik Davis, who still can't find the field, right?
But he's still there.
Why
the hell is he still there?
Well, because somebody's got to hang out with Deuce Vaughn in the kids' room.
I guess so.
So you look at it, but they liked Rico. They kept him around, and he showed that he can be a productive back. Is he a number one running back? Is he a bell cow running back? No, but if you draft a running back, you're going to have somebody that you can trust and rely on. And I think that was always the issue with Malik Davis. They like him, but do they trust him? You go back a couple years ago, the San Francisco playoff game, Pollard got hurt, and they didn't go to Malik Davis.
No.
They didn't trust him. I don't know why he's still there. I don't. But they don't trust him. He's clearly not going to be one of those guys. They draft a guy, hopefully not in the first round. You're still going to need a veteran-type running back. So I do want Rico back, but I want Rico back at a reasonable price. And quite frankly, I don't know that we saw enough from Rico to where somebody's going to pony up like the Titans did for Tony Pollard.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. And if they do, will Jerry, match that?
No.
That's going to be the question. If the Cowboys draft a running back, if that's the way they go, and I hope they do in the third or fourth round. Oh, they don't have a fourth rounder. In the third or fifth round, if they draft a running back, then having a Rico there is good because you don't want to make your rookie running back necessarily your main guy. So depending on what the Cowboys do and how they address that, and they've got to address that this year. I was shocked they didn't do it last year, but they have to, don't they? They have to address that in the draft this year.
Well, yeah. No, quite frankly, I thought they would have addressed it at the trade deadline. When they, you go back a couple years ago, let's do wide receiver by committee. Well, this ain't working. They made the trade for Amari Cooper, and that worked for a short period of time. And the stories out there that Amari Cooper come back, I don't see that happening.
Well, I hope not.
I don't see that happening for two reasons. One, the shot. I think Jerry holds a grudge when Jerry holds a grudge. And two, at this point, what is Amari Cooper going to offer you? What did he really offer in Buffalo?
He didn't.
And so if you're the Cowboys, I see these stories, and I know it's spaghetti on the wall season. Amari Cooper, I would be stunned if he ended up back in Dallas, production-wise, and then his refusal to get the COVID shot that pissed off Jerry Jones. Seriously.
Well, sure. All of those things, but like, Amari Cooper shouldn't be brought back. That'd be like bringing Zeke Elliott back.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be the same thing. Don't do that. If you're going to go get a veteran wide receiver, have one that's got some time left in the NFL. They've got Jonathan Mingo. they've got that guy.
And Mingo was his name. Oh.
They're going to have to roll him out and see what he can do. Now, to be fair to Jonathan Mingo, he will have the OTAs, and he will have a training camp this year, which he didn't have with the Cowboys last year. So we got to wait and see. Jalen Tolbert, I don't know. I've been waiting on that guy. He shows flashes at times, and then you just don't know. And you'd love to see the Cowboys at some point, again, if it's early, if it's somebody they love, get another wide receiver, a speedy guy on the outside that can break it downfield and give CeeDee Lamb some cover. That's what they need. So we'll see what they do.
It's, again, a lot of work to do for the Cowboys this offseason, and every team is doing work. Their reports are now that the Niners are starting their contract talks with Brock Purdy. That one will be interesting to follow. And then you get Tom Brady, the owner of the Raiders, now recruiter.
Dude, he's running that team, according to Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard a soundbite from Carroll saying, really, that Brady's the only reason he went to the Raiders. Because he knew Tom Brady was running things. And now he's trying to get Matt Stafford to come to Las Vegas.
Now, Matthew Stafford is well established in the NFL. Imagine that phone call. You look on your phone, Tom Brady's calling. Now, that's different now than Tom when he was the player calling, because now you don't, is he calling for work or is he just calling to say, do you want to go play golf somewhere? But if Tom Brady's recruiting you, you're Matt Stafford, how do you not listen? And it's going to be interesting this offseason to see the kind of sway that Tom Brady actually has when it comes to recruiting free agents to the Las Vegas Raiders. It's still about the money, but when you look at the teams on the list that have apparently showed interest in Matthew Stafford, the Raiders are the only ones to play indoors. Pittsburgh, outdoors. Is Pittsburgh a quarterback away? It's still outdoors. Cleveland, and who was the other one? The Giants. Sean McVay said at the Combine, they've made an offer. They want him back. Clearly the offer wasn't enough. Should he be making less than, Kirk Cousins, who's going to be the backup in Atlanta? I mean, you look at his pay and you go, all right, well, that isn't right. That's what his agents are saying, but the Rams are saying we can't pay you more. So what are the Rams going to do? They let Matthew Stafford walk? That team played Philadelphia the best in the postseason.
And their defense is young. They're not paying a lot of high-priced talent on that defensive side of the football. Cooper Kupp's going to be gone. You still have Puka Nacua on a rookie deal. So you've got a lot of things. Look, if I'm Matthew Stafford and I want to win, then I'm staying in L.A. The difference, I think, is going to be the length of the contract. I don't think the Rams are interested in keeping Matt Stafford around past 2 years. I think the Raiders, however, might be, depending. So he may make more money if he went to the Raiders than he would if he stays with the Rams. But if you're thinking about winning and winning now, the Rams give you that best chance.
I'm there, and then you look at Tom Brady. According to Ian Rappaport, Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford, they happen to run into each other at a ski resort in Montana. The meeting, unplanned, was not extensive or in-depth and did not include Brady hosting or recruiting Stafford, because I think that would be against rules.
Probably.
But rich former quarterbacks, they all hang out at the same resorts.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Brady and Stafford didn't know the other guy would be there. I'm just saying it. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I have a feeling that might have been oh, you're going skiing? What day? Oh, so are we. How about that? Honey, book the flight, and we're going to go skiing there. Don't tell anybody why. But, hey, how are you, Matthew? It's good to see you, buddy.
Absolutely. We're at dinner together, and look, I thought I saw your private jet on the tarmac. Huh. Tom Brady might have somebody tracking all these guys' private jets.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Where's this guy going to be? I just happened to be in Cabo. How about that?
Wow.
I just flew in for the day. Was going to get a mimosa here and a little swim and then fly back to Vegas tonight.
Yeah, I love the food at this one particular place. The wife and I, or the girlfriend and I, just wanted to come fly in and have dinner.
Well, what was that story not long ago? One of the Kardashians flew to Paris for dinner and flew right back?
That does not surprise me.
I mean, Rich people that know how to spend their money. God bless them.
It's going to be interesting to see what Stafford does because I think the Rams want him back, just not for a long time. The Raiders might be able to offer him another year or two. So we'll see.
Well, in the fallback for the Rams, and they were talking about this morning on Get Up, and we've heard these stories out there. If Stafford leaves, Aaron Rodgers is going right there.
Oh my gosh!
Well, and again, I hear what you're saying, but you talk about a quarterback away. The idea of Stafford's out and Aaron Rodgers is in, and they're comparing. Do you want Aaron Rodgers short-term or Sam Darnold short-term? And everybody is pointing to if Stafford were to leave the Rams, Aaron Rodgers would move right in and would be able to end his career on a much higher note than the disaster with the New York Jets.
Well,
I think he's a bum.
Yeah, I don't know if Sean McVay is ready for that or if that entire team is ready for that. I'm not sure. And plus, they've got a history with Darnold. I mean, he was there for a year before he went to Minnesota. So they have a year with him, and they know him. He knows them. Aaron Rodgers makes no sense. I've heard a lot of national guys. That's a perfect scenario. For who? For Rodgers' ego? Well, that's ridiculous.
For talk show hosts.
Well, absolutely. Dude, Aaron Rodgers needs to just go away.
Just go find
away.
A hole and stay?
Go away. Just leave.
You love Aaron Rodgers.
Just go away.
I mean, he's got a place in California. He's got a place in Nashville.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And that's where everybody thinks he could end up there, too.
Well, he's not going there.
I mean, would you go all greeny and, I mean, we got to put something in these frames here. Would you put a Rodgers Titans jersey up in the studio?
No, I would not. He's not going to the Titans. And if you're Aaron Rodgers, if you're going to play again, you want to go to a place that's got a shot. The Rams would certainly fit that bill. But, I kind of like the Rams. I like Sean McVay. I like what they're building over there. And you add an Aaron Rodgers, that's like adding a rat to the bread basket.
What?
Jeez.
What kind of Ratatouille reference is that?
I'm just saying. Man, don't do that, Rams. Please. Aaron Rodgers.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. What is it about Aaron Rodgers, other than his past, that gives anybody any indication that man can lead a football team to a championship?
4 MVPs.
Oh, okay. Well, he's led one championship run. That's it. Yeah, 4 MVPs. Maybe he'll win MVP again. Good for him.
It's
good for anybody else.
An individual sport.
Sure.
I think he's a bum.
I hope Stafford stays with the Rams because I think that team can actually win a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's a bum.
I totally agree with you, Aaron. You are a bum.
Travis Kelce is not, and he's coming back, and it has nothing to do with anything else other than Taylor Swift. The Swifties explain why Travis Kelce will continue playing. It's weird, but it's true. We'll explain. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I think he's a bum.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. Now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. Your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data, available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by bad news, hot takes, picture-perfect families, and yet another humbling professional update? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. At Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. The best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs, and just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation on your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for Mind Time.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment like you'll get with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenics has over a decade of TRT experience. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Express News is reporting that the city of San Antonio has put a projected price tag on that new sports and entertainment district downtown, including a new Spurs arena. The city estimates that the entire project would cost at least $2.75 billion, with 1.2 to 1.5 of that for the new Spurs arena. And the combine is underway. Dallas and Houston there.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo
17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix here in San Antonio.
Are we here in San Antonio? We're not in Indianapolis?
Oh, no. But Dallas and Houston are.
Dallas and Houston. Did you know that?
I mean, I'm sure they're having dinner. What's that, Steakhouse St. Elmo's?
You know, here's the problem.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
I get 30 seconds for that little sports report.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes you got to gauge where you're going, and you realize that music's running out, and it's running out fast.
So you're saying sometimes 30 seconds is a long time?
Well, it's not enough time.
Not enough time.
Not enough time.
But sometimes it's a long time.
Sometimes it can be.
Because when you hear that music just trail off at the end, you realize you only had 20 seconds worth of content.
Well, no, I had 30 seconds worth, I think. But, I mean, that one story about the Spurs Arena and the downtown project.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of numbers in there. It takes a little while.
Oh, yeah.
I should have just hit eject right after that.
Mm-hmm.
And just let the music play, and we'd have been just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there may be some people listening who didn't know Dallas and Houston was at the Combine.
What are they doing at the Combine?
Well, they're talking.
Was there more to the story, Paul Harvey?
Well, in fact, I'm reading reports from out there that the Cowboys are talking to defensive linemen today.
Good.
Because they're the only ones out there. And kickers, and they don't need a kicker, clearly.
No.
That's the one place we don't have to worry about. Kicker.
Well, unless Aubrey gets traded to the Titans, which their new special teams coach wants.
Or is Aubrey messing around in massage parlors like former Longhorns do?
You got a sick mind sometimes.
I'm just saying.
You have a sick mind sometimes. And that has nothing to do with this time in Austin. There's been no allegations of when Justin was in Austin, there was anything like that.
Well, he didn't have the money then.
That is something that he learned. I doubt it. I mean, you know, those college players made a lot of money before the NIL put it all out front and center.
Just saying, that former Longhorn, a lot of accusations from masseuses.
We do not have to describe him as former Longhorn.
Well, is he not?
No, he's a current Baltimore Raven.
Okay, and a former Longhorn.
Yeah, again, accurately. His current job, where the allegations are, is all that needs to be said.
He was a legend in Austin, wasn't he?
How often do you refer to Deshaun Watson as former Clemson Tiger?
I don't, but I haven't. I haven't mentioned Deshaun in a while. And when I do, I'll mention that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hope Justin's fine. I hope he is. Some guys, you know, they don't have any willpower. You're there laying there with a towel over you, and you're naked, and here comes this good-looking, you know, masseuse. Sometimes you just can't control yourself.
Stop.
Well, it's true in his case, and Deshaun Watson, same thing.
Stop. You keep going?
Yeah. There are other examples. That's a pretty good rub.
I want me some glory hole.
Pledge.
Can you get that in a massage parlor? I guess some you can.
On that all week.
Well, Robert Kraft goes. Maybe you can.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Taylor Swift fans are convinced Travis Kelce will keep playing. Now, this comes while at the Combine. The GM of the Chiefs said he expects Travis to go one more year. Andy Reid kind of indicated that he expects Travis Kelce to play one more year. But take your time, Travis. You've got time to figure it out. I think he's due a roster bonus March 14th. So there were reports shortly after the Super Bowl that the Chiefs had given him until then to make a decision before that roster bonus was due. Don't tell us on the 15th you're retiring after you get said roster bonus. But the Swifties, they they know things, and there's other. Oh yeah, I mean there are a lot of things with the Swifties that you have to leave it up to them. They're also called Tay Blessings or Tay Voodoo, because according to Twitter, that never fails. A Twitter account called Taylor Swift Updates, they are determining that the Chiefs will secure a 13th consecutive season from Travis Kelce because, well, Taylor's favorite number is 13. There's no way he stops at 12. He will stop at 13.
Well, here's the problem for Travis Kelce. If he were to stop at 12 and something happened to Taylor Swift, like she fell off a stage or lost her voice or something, I mean, the Swifties would come after him it'd be like a riot. That dude wouldn't have a chance. I'm a Swiftie.
I'm surprised he doesn't change his number to 13.
They probably should.
But 13 is Taylor Swift's favorite number. She's always considered 13 lucky. I'm learning more about Taylor Swift than I ever cared to know, but Taylor was born on December 13th. Her 13th birthday was on Friday the 13th, and her first album went gold for 13 weeks.
How about that?
Her first #1 song had a 13-second intro, and if that isn't enough, the 13th track on her 2021 Red album was titled The Lucky One.
You know, all of that's well and good. I think Taylor Swift enjoys going to football games. Looks like she's having a great time every time she's there.
Wow.
So she's probably telling Travis, look, dude, I enjoy going to the games, sitting in the suite, hanging out.
Well,
so do it one more time.
I mean, Chiefs wear red. Her album was called Red.
See that?
I'm surprised that he hasn't changed his number to the 13, but the Swifties tell us Travis Kelce will play next year.
Well, that's really good, considering we basically told that yesterday. So the Swifties are a little bit late, but
kind of not. The reporting on this is a little bit late because the timestamps on these tweets suggest that this has been in the works for a long time.
So you think Travis saw that?
October 27th of 2024.
And he said, well, hey, I can't piss off the Swifties. Can't do it. Wouldn't be good. So I'm coming back.
I don't know. There's more. I don't know. The Chiefs got their 13th consecutive win, and Travis Kelce scored his first touchdown in 13 regular season games. The drive was 13 plays, getting the Chiefs their 13th point. Dude, I can't make this up. This is all Swiftie stuff.
Wow. Yeah, it's way over our head, the Swifties.
The obsession is, but don't piss them off.
Well, look.
Love Tay-Tay.
I hope he has another year left in the tank because he was horrible this year. I mean, he was flat out horrible except against the Houston Texans. Best game that he had all year was in the playoffs against the Texans.
Yep.
Other than that, he looked old. He looked old. He looked slow. So if he's coming back, great. I hope he plays better. I really do.
He needs to play better, but Taylor Swift will make sure he's in shape and ready for season 13 because he certainly wasn't ready for season 12.
No, he was not. So if he would have retired before last year, it would have been okay with the Swifties.
No.
Huh.
Nope. Got to get to 13.
Okay. All right.
No decision on the college football playoff format for 25 and 26, despite that meeting they had, but a lot of discussion there about changes to the college football playoff format. One of the big ones is, do conference champions deserve or should get an automatic first-round bye? Even if they don't expand, do they reseed for conference champions? So, in other words, Boise State and Arizona State, should they have gotten a first-round bye? I think we all agree no. But will they make that change?
Well, I mean, I don't agree with that. I think you ought to get something for winning your conference. It ought to mean something. I mean, if you're the number one seed in the NFL, you get a week off.
Yep.
right? So I think if you win your conference, that should mean something. Or just stop having conference championship games. Just don't do it.
Well, there's too much money there, but I'm with you. I mean, that could get Notre Dame into a conference if that were the case, although there's other things in play. Of all the different things I was reading about, one of their discussions, and they've got to figure out how to make it work, is instead of reseeding, if they stay at 12, because if they expand to 16, then nobody gets a bye. But what if 1 through 4, if you fall into that, you fall into that, but your reward for winning a conference championship is the home playoff game. So in other words, spots 5, 6, 7, and 8, even if you're like, what was Boise State, 11 or 12, something like that?
Yeah, they were.
Right? They could jump up to 5, 6, 7, or 8, and they're hosting a game on campus. So the top 4 teams that earn the bye get the bye, even if they didn't win their conference championship game. But the reward for winning your conference championship would be the potential of hosting a first-round bye. So, in other words, conference championship like Boise State, and again, if the UTSA is in that mix next year, could you imagine them hosting a playoff game at the Alamo Dome against whoever, as opposed to being the 10th or 11th seed and being on the road as a conference champion, you would at least get a home playoff game. I'd like to see how they figure all that out, but I like that more so than I do Boise State getting a bye, Arizona State getting a bye, because they weren't one of the top 4 teams in the country.
I don't know. I'm all for an expanded playoff. I'd like to see that. And if nobody got a bye, that'd be fine. I do like the home field though. You got to give these teams something. The regular season's still got to mean something, right? And a conference championship, if you're still going to have them, it's got to mean something. So, yeah, I think you reward them with a home field game in the first round. I think that's doable.
I like that better than all those getting a bye. And
sure.
To your point, I want the regular season to mean something.
Yeah.
What college basketball has done is taken away the meaning of the regular season because it's all about the tournament. And with so many teams in the tournament, that's what most of us care about is, all right, in about a week, we're all going to be college basketball experts. The regular season in college basketball doesn't mean much. I want to make sure that football doesn't take away the meaning of the college football season, where every game matters.
I agree with you. I think it should. I like the conference championship games. I really do. I like them a lot, so I don't want to see them go away.
Yep, I agree with that. Last night, Mavericks, Lakers in L.A.
It's a good game.
It was. It was fun. The thank you, Nico chants were great. And now we're getting, I don't know. I don't know what the Mavericks are doing, but the smear campaign on Luka is wrong. Apparently, they had issues with his hookah habits and his diet. The fact that he likes beer, that's coming out. And apparently, Nico Harrison didn't want Planet Mavericks to revolve around Luka and made it his mission to trade him by the summer.
Well, I mean, obviously, again, stupid, right? Luka, LeBron James said something the other day, and I heard this or read it, something, but he said, Luka can do everything I can do, but there are some things he does even better. I mean, so you're talking about the second greatest player in NBA history, talking about Luka Doncic as one of these guys that can do things even better than LeBron can do them. And the Dallas Mavericks are worried about his hookah habits and his beer drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just stupid on the face of it. It's just dumb. This young man is a talented basketball player who drug your franchise to the finals all by himself. And you traded him away. Dumb.
I know you got Anthony Davis in return, so it's not like they got nothing in return, but they didn't get max value for a guy like Luka.
Of course they didn't.
And screwed him out of over $100 million on a deal. I mean, the bad blood, and we talked about it at the time. There must be more to this story, and we'll hear it over time. But the bad blood, and I'm guessing the photo isn't real, but that photo circulating the internet last night with Luka staring down Nico in the crowd. It was incredible. His stare down at the Mavericks bench. Brian Anderson on play-by-play. He was all into it. But credit the Mavs. They weren't going to let Luka go off last night. They kept him in check. He didn't have a great shooting night, but Jason Kidd said, anybody can beat us tonight but Luka.
It's exactly what he said. And I just look back to that, was it in the playoffs last year? Michael Finley?
Yep.
Taking the beer out of Luka's hand.
Yep.
The dude could have had a cheeseburger and a basket of fries and a 12-pack on the bench.
Yep.
If he's playing the way he's playing. I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense.
None whatsoever. The NFL Players Association has issued their report cards. Interesting look at what the players feel about their organization in an anonymous way. We'll dive into it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7, offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from The Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, you'll find everything you need. More than 135 degree and certificate programs, online and hybrid courses, dedicated success coaches, and more from a top military and veteran-trusted university for over 75 years. Classes start soon. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house.
and the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Tomorrow morning at 6, let AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson drive you to work. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our spring golf tournament coming up on April 14th, presented by Flight by Yingling, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association. Register now online at sasportstar.com. We're going to be playing out at the Golf Club of Texas, presented by Ancira and PPL Motorhomes. The after party will be at the Hangar Bar there on Petranco. It's going to be a great time. We will sell out. We always sell out. Sign up early, though. Don't wait, because a lot of people from the Pan American Golf Association are going to sign up and play. And we've asked them hold off, let our regulars get in. So get in. Don't wait until the 1st of April and go, oh, man.
I'm too late.
What did we sell out, a month early last time?
Yeah, a month early.
Yeah.
We sure did. So that's coming up pretty quick, a couple of weeks from now. So get in there. Have some fun with us. That golf tournament's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. For a variety of reasons.
Yes.
Some of which include golf.
Some of which. Well, you see some of those squeaky golf swings out there. You can laugh at them. There's a lot of squeakers out there.
What does that mean?
Means that they're not very good. It's kind of, it goes back to the old joke, right?
Well, what does squeaky mean on a golf course? I'm afraid to ask. But
I've seen better swings on an abandoned playground.
Yeah, that's a joke that went out with the 90s.
Well, it's squeaky.
That's squeaky?
Squeaky. Those swings squeak.
Is that an official golf term?
I don't think so.
Pledge is nodding it is.
Squeaky swing, as in anything old and rusted, you hear squeaking out of it, therefore your swing is
squeaky.
Bad.
You learned something today, didn't you, Minix?
I did.
How about that?
I would have gone like creaky, like your knees, your back, your shoulder.
Squeaky. You need a little WD-40, you know? Glad you learned something today.
I did.
Good.
I learned something.
Uh-huh.
I like to learn things. I also learned today that the Dallas Cowboy players really liked Mike McCarthy, but they don't like their training staff. The NFLPA report card is out, and the Cowboys get a lot of high marks. Overall, 10th out of the 32 teams in the NFL. The way the families are treated, they get an A. Food, B+, little surprising. Nutrition, B+, little surprising. Locker room, A. Training room, C. 27th out of 32. Training staff, C. 30th out of 32. And you wonder why we got all these guys hurt.
Yeah.
Huh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Get an A- for the weight room.
Yeah. But the strength coach has only got a B+.
B+. So that's close. A-, B+.
Team travel is a B-, 23rd.
The hell's Jerry doing?
I don't know. I've seen their plane. I wish that was mine.
No kidding.
I've seen the hotels they stay in. I don't know. Head coach, A. Ownership, B.
Which is not bad. I mean, think about it.
I don't know.
Woody Johnson got an F, I think, didn't he, for the Jets?
I mean, Jerry from his own players got a B. That's 18th out of 32 teams when they factor up the percentages.
Jerry treats the players well. He does.
It writes in here, Jerry Jones' average rating for perceived willingness to invest in the facilities is 8.59 out of 10 from the Cowboy players, ranking 16 out of 32 owners. The players feel that ownership slightly contributes to a positive team culture, rank 23 out of 32. The players feel that ownership is committed to building a competitive team, a rank of 25 out of 32. Because they are...
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, that's a technical term, isn't it? One of those football terms, selectively aggressive.
I don't know what selectively aggressive means.
Well, I kind of know what it means, but I don't know what it means when you're talking about putting a football team together.
Well, I don't know what selectively aggressive means in any kind of scenario with those two words together. Because if you're aggressive, are you selective? Are you unselectively aggressive, or are you just aggressive? Right? I don't know. I mean, putting words together, selectively and aggressive shouldn't be in the same sentence.
Well, you would think, right? I mean, but it's Jerry and the Jones family come up with all kinds of the Hayes in the barn.
Well, Jerryisms are a thing.
Well, Steven's going to get there.
Well,
selectively aggressive. Maybe it's an old oil term. Like glory hole.
People say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Going with air quotes, eh? I don't know. The report card is interesting, especially when it comes to the training staff. And 75% of Cowboy players feel they have enough full-time trainers. That is 30 out of 32 teams. 60% of the players feel they have enough full-time physical therapists. That is dead last in the NFL. 95% feel they have enough hot tub space. 88% feel they have enough cold tub space. So they got a lot of hot tubs and cold tubs.
Yeah.
Players report that the training room is understaffed, particularly an insufficient number of physical therapists. They also feel that the training room lacks certain modalities found in most other NFL training rooms. If you're not able to get your treatment, then are you performing at your highest level? Do you take anything from this and correlate it to what DeMarcus Lawrence said after the loss to Green Bay, that they got to the playoffs and they were tired? Is that because they weren't getting other than the hot tub and cold tub, but everything else, man, you guys are on your own. You got to wait in line. I don't. It's bizarre to think for the Dallas Cowboys to get marks like that, and then you think about some of the injuries that they have dealt with, some of the soft tissue injuries that they have dealt with, and then a comment like what D-Law had and say how much truth is into that and how much does poor training staff or not the right number of training staff? How much is that factored to some of the injuries that we have seen?
Well, let me give you a head-to-head example then.
All right.
Kansas City Chiefs went to the Super Bowl, didn't they?
Yep.
C- on their training room.
Okay.
C on their training staff.
Okay.
They didn't have any problems with that. Maybe their players are just a little tougher than the Cowboys players.
Are they the exception to the rule? Because the other teams with C's in that category are the New England Patriots, the New York Jets,
Sure,
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, they had a pretty good season.
The Seattle Seahawks. I mean, there's a lot of C's, and some are on good teams, some are on bad teams, but it almost seems somewhat fixable. The Arizona Cardinals are the most comical. They've got a lot of bad grades. Treatment of families, D. Food dining area, D. Locker room, F.
F
training,
minus.
Training staff, C. Training room, D minus. Weight room, F. And you know what the Arizona Cardinals did today? They announced a $100 million commitment to creating a new facility at their practice site.
Yeah, they didn't like that. But what's strange is the best marks were the Atlanta Falcons. They had A's across the board, except the training room was a B. I mean, they were the best across the board that I can see. The Atlanta Falcons. Who would have thunk it?
Are they in a newer facility? The Texans, by the way, B minus on treatment of families because they don't have a family room. And they want a new one with air-conditioned space indoors. Dining, food, A. Nutritionist, A. Locker room, B. Training room, B+. Training staff, B+. Weight room, B+. Strength coaches, B+. Overall, the Houston Texans finished 6th in this deal. The Dallas Cowboys overall finished 10th.
That's not bad for either one.
Nope.
Not bad at all.
Yep.
B minus. Is that the only? So you can't bring your kids? They don't have a playroom?
They don't have a playroom or a place for the families to hang out and wait while you're doing stuff. Get shower, change after the game. There's no place for them to wait, apparently outside, because they want something inside that's air conditioning. By the way, Nick Caserio did say today they're installing a new sauna at the facility because the players requested one.
I'm just curious. Is this for Sundays? They're having a problem with that, or is this just every day? Alpha Media doesn't have a family room. I could bring my family in here, and they can wait for me to get off the air.
Well, I mean, there is. It's
that
called
a problem?
it's called the break room. It's down there by the bathroom.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
It's even air conditioned.
These
sometimes
these rich coddled millionaires. Come on.
Well, there are family. I went, and it's funny you say that. I was a little surprised. This year I went to a Texas Longhorn game with a friend of mine who has a kid on the team. After the game, we went to the family gathering area, which was outside. It was hot.
Sure.
There was a big tent. There was waters. There was all kinds of stuff, but it was outside. And the dad was like, yeah, you would think that there'd be an indoor spot for us to wait for the players. The family tailgate before the game was indoors. But after the game, when you're waiting for them to shower and change and leave, it was outside.
Well, I'll tell you what, you go home and wait for them there. How about that? I bet that's air conditioned. I bet you there's plenty of refreshments there, probably food.
At your house?
Sure. That's what I don't get. I mean, so the family doesn't have a place to wait for me to get off work.
You've seen the family room that the Spurs have.
Well, but that's
what?
That's for games. Although their new facility, I guess they could go up.
Yeah, they got a whole club.
Well, you got to be a member.
Probably I'm sure if you're a player, you get a membership. They just dock it right into your check.
I was told by one of the members that I went with there, because I am not a member of that place.
Yeah.
That Chris Paul is a regular after games.
That doesn't surprise me. You know, his family's not here. Where else is he going to go for dinner?
Well, I'm just saying dinner and whatever else. And I mean,
I'm finally going to go to that.
So I wonder if the Mavericks would have traded him. Get rid of that dude. He has dinner and maybe a glass of wine.
Maybe. It's possible.
Jeez.
I get to go to that place. What's it called? The Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You going?
I am.
Yeah.
So are you.
I am?
You are.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
May 1st.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's where Taste of the Northside is going to be this year.
Oh, how about that? It's really nice.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I was up there, had a few drinks.
Yeah, I haven't.
Swanky place.
I don't know people like that, so I do know that that's where Taste of the Northside will be this year.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They got a nice outdoor area.
I'm sure that's where we'll be.
That's where we'll be.
Yeah. They're not going to let us inside.
That's right. I've been there. Already been there, done that.
Mm-hmm. Bragger. That is a nice facility.
It is.
Uh-huh. The new facility will be nicer, especially for the price tag for Project Marvel, which we now know an estimate. Let's talk about it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, they're running around in underwear in Indianapolis. We'll talk about what we're seeing from the NFL Combine.
And Spurs Rockets Wednesday night. We'll discuss whether the spiral continues for San Antonio. Party starts at 6. Don't be late.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down! Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down! Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her driving, just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Are you a chronic interrupter? Incapable of letting other people talk? Do those people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have a 120-night sleep trial, so you can get your money back if a bed's not right. That way, anyone, even details.
It is the Blitz. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, inviting you to come hang out with us in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, baby.
Now, it's up to you to get out there and to get your room, but we'll get you a discount on the room at Circa Las Vegas. Go to sasportstar.com. You can click on the deal there, and it will take you to the CircaLasVegas.com booking page with the discount there. If you go on your own, use promo code BLITZ, and you're going to save 20% on your room. We're going to be out there for Mega March weekend, March 27th through the 30th, Thursday and Friday, doing the Blitz out there at Stadium Swim. It's opening day of Major League Baseball. It will be a Sweet 16 round of the tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. Last year, the opening day stuff, Frank Thomas was there. Greg Maddux was there.
Yep.
It was a great time.
Great
event.
A great time. And Maddux was throwing pitches in the part of the casino, the sports book. Yeah. Yep. That was pretty cool.
He still had some pop on that, too.
He did. And Frank Thomas is a big dude.
He is.
He's a big guy. I wouldn't mess with him.
No. CircaLasVegas.com. Promo code BLITZ. Come hang out with us in Las Vegas. It's a great time. And this will be our third trip. So many of you say, man, I want to go. Now's your time. And we always do, like on a Saturday, where we just hang out with everybody, set up a time to go meet. So if you've booked your trip or you are going to book your trip, let us know. Send us a direct message on one of the socials or one way or another. Let us know that you're out there so we can plan accordingly. At Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, because there will be a marquee matchup that day.
Yes.
So we want to get together and all be able to watch that marquee matchup. So I think last year it was I don't remember who it was last year, but it was a great game.
It was a great game. There was a lot going on, and there's things you remember and things you don't because it was a great time out there.
But there was some good basketball that day. I remember that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of upsets.
We had a bunch of folks around watching that game. Right by the long bar.
Yes.
We didn't venture too far away from that big dude.
It was a bar, sir.
Dude, it's a huge bar.
Yes, call it a bar, not a dude.
Well, it's a long bar.
Dude.
Dude.
Commas are important.
What are the dates for Vegas, Justin Guerrero wants to know?
Did we not just say March 27th through the 30th?
Yes. Now, our show will be the 27th, 28th.
Yes.
We're broadcasting live from Circa the 27th, 28th, and then we're hanging out for the weekend. So there you go.
It's a blast.
Yep, it is.
And depending on your flights and how many are there, kind of like last time, we piled some listeners into the limo that was taking us back to the airport. We're full service if we can be.
If we can be, sure.
You're on the same flight, limo, and it's one of those big old SUV limos. It's a lot of fun, and it's fully stocked with alcohol.
It is.
It's great.
It's a lot more fun when you arrive than when you're departing.
This is true. This is true. Unlike last time when we left and one of the people in the limo was still struggling from the night before.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. You know, it's funny. What would you estimate? About a 20-minute drive or so, 25 from the airport to Circa?
We ask them to take the long way.
We do, and we try to drink all the alcohol in there before we get there.
That's the goal. There are goals.
Yes.
There are goals. Kind of like Spurs Sports and Entertainment in the city with their goal of Project Marvel. The Express News has a lot in the paper today about estimated costs because they're having a meeting today. Maybe Peter Sky gets to go to this meeting. Or
I would
he'll
hope
be
so.
involved in future meetings after yesterday's meeting. But the estimated cost for the Spurs new arena, the Wemby Center, between $1.2 and $1.5 billion.
That's about right, though, nowadays, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you're talking about, when Jerry built Jerry World, it was the first billion-dollar stadium. And now $1 billion is a bargain for a football stadium. Now, arenas, though, they've gotten up into the billion-dollar mark as well.
So you look at that and you go, okay, that seems about right. Now, they have not specified the funding sources yet because Project Marvel is so much more than just the new Wemby Center. That is part of it. There's expanding the convention center. There's a courthouse down there that they want to make an event center. The
federal courthouse, yeah.
A couple of hotels, redoing or doing some stuff to the Alamo Dome, that land bridge. The total project cost, they're saying, is at least $2.75 billion. Is that like saying 199?
Yes.
Why not just call it $3 billion? Because, at some point with cost overruns, it's going to get to $3 billion.
It will get to $3 billion. And that's what they should say. But that's okay. Look, I'm happy that the Express News did this and that the city was transparent with the Express News to put this out and to give people an idea of what it is. And I think that's what everybody wants, is just a little transparency of how this is going to work and how it's going to get paid for.
Now, the city and the county and the Spurs are aiming to ask voters in the November election to approve using and possibly raising the venue tax to help build the arena. I hope they can get their stuff together in time for the November election. Seems like they should be able to, considering it's February 26th. But letting the people know how this is going to be funded and what taxes. The venue tax, I believe, is basically the hotel occupancy tax, isn't it, or similar to. That's what we put on the tourists, hotel rooms and car rentals, right? So there's other taxes that could be involved. Some funding city property tax dollars from the tax increment reinvestment zone, state hotel taxes from a special tax zone the legislature approved in 2023. The venue tax that Bexar County uses on hotels and car rentals. There's lots of taxes that are going to raise this money. And there will be people that will vote no because there are people out there. But I think for the Spurs to gain the majority of the support and all the projects that are out there is how much are the Spurs putting in? I think everybody wants to know. We know the vast majority of this will be through public funds. But how much skin in the game are the San Antonio Spurs going to have?
And I think they will have some, and a significant amount, and that will help for sure, because that's always the biggest complaint, right? Why are we funding, arenas for rich franchise owners and those kinds of things? You're going to hear that anyway. But the Spurs will have some skin in the game. I don't think there's any question about it. And look, this is going to do wonders for the downtown area. I mean, it really is. And you look at the pictures, the drawings or whatever those things are that they put out, it just looks beautiful. And it will modernize the downtown a little bit, where I say modernize, it won't look like a modern city, but it will blend in just right. And I think that's the idea. That's what they wanted to do with the Alamo Dome when they built it, to make it kind of blend in with the rest of downtown. And this will be the same. And it will only help with the convention business. It will only help with tourism and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a win-win for the city of San Antonio. We just got to figure out exactly what it is and how it is and put it out there and let folks vote on it.
I would imagine sooner rather than later. And maybe this meeting leads to it. Yesterday's meeting with the, what did they call it? Memorandum of.
For a new meeting.
Yeah. I don't know. But the, Judge Sakai can be in the loop. I would imagine now the ball is starting to roll downhill, and you're going to hear more and more specifics, because I think all of us really want to know the funding plan. It's cool. All right, $3 billion? Cool. Who's paying for what? And how are you going to generate that money? And how does it affect you? How does it affect me on an individual basis, typically speaking? That's what most people want to know when it comes to stuff like this.
Well, unless you get a hotel room in downtown San Antonio, it probably won't affect you at all.
Well, I mean, there could be some other thing. I mean,
yeah, there could be.
And I think that's what we all really want to know. Am I going to feel this? Is, whatever new tax, are you going to feel it? And most of the time when this stuff happens, the answer is no. I mean, there's all kinds of taxes for this, that, every school board, and for the most part, you don't feel it.
No,
right?
you don't.
And if we can get this done without feeling it, which I believe is all of these guys' goals, but you got to let us know how little it's actually going to hurt.
And really let us know. You got to get it out there and tell people over and over and over and over again and how this is going to be. And the other big thing, the big hurdle that's going to come, because Judge Sakai told us as much when we had him on the Blitz a few weeks ago, that they don't want what is now the Frost Bank Center to sit empty. And they want to make sure that something is done with that. And he mentioned a lot of different things, whether you leave it as the venue as it is or turn it into some sort of an entertainment district there that they can use. So a lot of options, but he doesn't want it to sit and be the Astrodome.
I just want to know what's going to happen to all those cones. Will they auction them off? Frost Bank Center cones on eBay?
I hope so, Jason. And when they built what was the SBC Center at that time, the traffic control portion of it was just somebody was asleep at the wheel when they did that.
They've been asleep at that wheel for 20 years.
Because it really sucks.
It's awful.
And hopefully they do a much better job when they build Project Marvel and make sure that the traffic control is better, that they're better prepared for all of that.
When was the last time you went to somewhere you had to exit Commerce when there was a major event? Traffic control in this city, there's a lot to be desired. A lot
take via
to be desired. Absolutely. The NFL is finally deciding to join the technology age, but it's not going to cost 3 people at every stadium their job, thankfully. We'll explain while we're saying RIP to the chain gang. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Guys, does it feel like you're lacking energy, always a little moody? Your libido isn't what it used to be. It could be caused by low testosterone. Don't wait to go get tested. I recommend the providers at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss because their personalized TRT goes well beyond standard treatments. Not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. Book that appointment now at synergenicshealth.com. Testosterone starts to decline in your 30s, so if you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. Go get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. The weight loss part, they have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options, and for current patients, Synergenics is offering a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. Get started now. Go get that VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com, SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
Taking you home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer. Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Prize Picks. Hoops are here, baby. It's time to turn the page and start playing games we can win. And now you can win up to 1,000 times your money over on Prize Picks just for doing what you love, watching basketball and picking those that you like. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on sports action. There's over 10 million of us doing it. You should be there too. And right now, there's no better time to get in on the hoops action. If you think Steph Curry can get more than 5 3-pointers this week, now's the time. Is the freak going to get 35? I don't know. I do know this. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5, and you don't even need to win. You can receive a $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And have you ever played Taco Tuesday? That's right. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks offers promotions that can lead to big payouts. Here's how you play. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app, use the code ALAMO, and get $50 instantly after you play your first lineup. Prize Picks. Go run your game.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Couple of things from the NFL. The San Francisco 49ers say they have begun talks on a deal with their quarterback, Brock Purdy. The Saints say they're going to stick with Derek Carr as QB1. Of course, Kellen Moore there is now the new head coach. Spurs are back in action after blowing another lead in New Orleans last night. They travel to Houston. They will take on the Rockets there tonight. Rodeo Road Trip will end Saturday in Memphis.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
I got it in me.
You got it in you. You
Come
got
on,
some
it's-
energy.
It's hump day. This is for you, Fred, because, well, I love you.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump
You're
day.
rusty.
Hump day.
Hump day.
That feels good.
Yeah, it is.
Hump
day.
Hump day.
Yeah. I love that camel.
Mm-hmm.
Happy hump day, everybody. That was fun.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There we go. I was rusty.
Yeah, you were a little rusty. That's all right, though.
Well,
We call it squeaky.
okay.
Minix was squeaky today. You go home and tell the wife, honey, I don't know what happened. I was squeaky today.
I don't know that I'd ever say that to my wife. I might have a little more explaining to do than I want.
Well, maybe so. Maybe so.
Yeah, it's all possible. Glad you got that out of your system.
I feel good now. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. If you're driving around San Antonio, I hope you were humping with me. Right out the window. Little hump day.
Right out the window.
Just drive by somebody, roll the window down, and give them a good hump day.
You want to do drive-by humpings?
Drive-by humpings. Do it. Do it.
Man,
I didn't realize.
you didn't realize what?
People missed it.
Fred missed it.
Oh, Fred.
And Fred's obsessed with you and your white belt.
Look at Christian Tovar. Highlight of my week.
Well,
Alexandra's upset.
Jacob Eric
Made my week.
I mean, sometimes you got to do what the people want.
I guess.
I mean,
guess.
you were getting bored with it, trying to get more creative. I mean, Geico couldn't come up with anything more creative, so they got rid of the damn thing. They
Well,
went to a caveman.
I'm not going to be a damn caveman.
How about a gecko?
Or a lizard. Isn't a gecko a lizard? Same damn thing.
It's kind of, yeah.
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 It's a gecko.
It's in the lizard family.
Reptile?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's stealing my Lucky Charms.
Still not a reptile.
That's how he talks, though,
He's stealing my Lucky Charms.
Yeah. Tom says he's in my lowrider humping along.
That-a-way. Tom, good for you, buddy.
Justin wants to know, what is the prize for drive-by humping?
Well, it's just good for your soul.
Yeah.
Justin, that's it.
You could catch a case.
Yeah.
And Justin, don't be cheap. Go to Vegas. Book your stuff.
Yeah. It's nothing for a guy like you.
Yeah. Whatever that means.
I know. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Isn't he already in the doghouse?
Who?
Justin?
Yeah.
Why?
When he the one that had the girlfriend that called in to get the Valentine's Day thing because he was talking to another girl?
Is that the same guy?
Was he talking to his ex-wife? Is that what it was?
I don't really remember the
I
story.
don't remember that either.
There was a lot going on with that story. A lot going on with that story. See, I mean, if it's that same guy, that Justin should be single about now, which is another reason why he should be on his way to Vegas.
Well, I don't know. His girlfriend got a facial. Courtesy of the Blitz.
So you've got to explain that in a little more detail, sir.
Nope, no, you don't.
I mean, you can't, we don't need to be explaining anything later, right? You can't just throw it out there quite like that.
I'm just saying she won a facial because we were giving that away.
Yes.
Courtesy of Dr. Hires.
There you go.
So, yeah, see, Justin says she did the Diamond Glow facial. She probably looks gorgeous right now, right, Justin?
Yeah. Justin, by the way, and he's putting this on, apparently we're Facebook friends, the same guy. he posted a story the other day, and I don't know what I would do in this situation, but I think Justin did the right thing. He found a little kid walking on the road. And Justin, I don't know, I'm trying to remember all the details, but he posted about this on Facebook. There was a kid near a busy road that was by himself, asked the kid where he left, walked the kid home. House is trashed. There's other kids in there, food on the floor, and he called the cops.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is Justin?
Yeah.
Wow.
A good Samaritan guy.
Superhero,
and then
right?
got into it with the kid's mom, who apparently was down the street and mad at Justin for calling the cops. But, I mean, this kid was young enough to not be playing in or near a busy road, and then you go home and there's all these other kids that are unattended, and Justin called the cops, and I don't know what happened to the kid or the lady, but I don't know the rest of the story, but.
Well, good for you, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep, that's good stuff.
Yeah, good job.
Saving that little kid from a busy road.
Guess we'll have to be nice to Justin now, huh? See, now, Fred says Justin deserves a facial. Fred, I don't know what Justin's into, buddy. I have no idea.
Squirrel.
But hey, whatever you guys do it's fine with me. Just go do it. You know, I would just say, Minix.
Yeah.
That if I love everybody driving around, however you're listening, we appreciate you. But if you've never checked out our YouTube page, you have to. It's quite the community in there and quite the characters. I'm just going to say.
And a lot of these comments, we can't read on air because it's all fourth grade humor.
Yes.
But a lot more descriptive than what. But obviously, you know exactly where it's going. We all think alike. Beavis and Butthead are somewhere laughing in the back of your mind right now.
Well, how'd that guy laugh? All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is a family show, by the way.
You knuckle down and go a little harder.
What were we talking about?
How about them Cowboys? The chain gang is going away.
That's it.
Finally, it's 2025. The technology is out there for the NFL. Although those three dudes that get to hold the sticks, they're not going anywhere. We'll give you the details coming up here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Steak night back tonight at the Roo Pub. They're at 281 and Redland Road. Spurs are playing tonight. They've got those three massive 170-inch screens. You think about all the fights, all the big games. There's no better place to go than at the Roo and go hungry, especially tonight because steak night is back. 12-ounce ribeye, baked potato, $19.95. Doesn't get better than that. The food there is fantastic. If you don't want the steak, get the steak. But on the other nights, biggest and best wings in town. I love the fried shrimp. About 15 different burgers on the menu. They've got that great bison burger. They've got the original Wemby burger, great appetizers, great salads, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. And it's steak night tonight, 6 p.m. to close, dine-in only, the Roo Pub. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits.
Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with autopay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without autopay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. The chain gang, dead.
Well, kind of.
R.I.P.
They're going to be standing there, though, just in case something goes wrong.
Fair. The NFL plans to implement an electronic system to measure first downs this upcoming season. The guys that have held the sticks for years, they're still going to be there just in case. So they're not losing their job. This isn't technology taking somebody's job away. It's not like the checker at Walmart. They're still going to be there. What do you figure they do?
Well, they're like a backup quarterback. Maybe they just hold a clipboard and not do anything.
Why would they hold a clipboard?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh.
They're like a backup quarterback. You're ready just in case you're needed.
So I wonder how long it will take for this to get. I was doing a high school game. Was it 2 years ago? One of the chains got bent, and they had to go find the backup chain. We delayed the game like 35 minutes for them to go get some new sticks out of storage. It was awful. But what they're doing, and they tested this at the Super Bowl at Caesar Superdome. They outfitted the stadium during the Super Bowl, although they were just testing, with Sony's Hawkeye's Skeletrack system, a 14-camera system that specifically monitors more than 24 skeletal points on a player's body. That system, along with the chips in the footballs and the 18 other specific cameras strategically placed around the stadium, combine to harvest a fully computerized model that tracks where a player ends up on the field.
Why, the Buffalo Bills are going, what the hell? Why didn't you have that last year? We'd have been in the Super Bowl.
They might have had it. They just weren't using it because they were testing it. Now, what I find interesting is they've been working with this Hawkeye technology since 2021. We've heard about Hawkeye for a long time, and they're waiting for technology to catch up, blah, blah, blah. The idea that during the Super Bowl week, they said they were still a couple of years away. But this week in Indianapolis, they're saying, I think we're ready.
Well, it must have worked pretty well. Whatever they were testing at the Super Bowl must have worked better than they thought it would. Look, it's time. I don't know why the NFL is always so slow to use technology. I'm an old school guy. I enjoy the human element of officiating, of the chain gang, all of that. But, I mean, if we have it, and you're talking about costing a team, which this could very well have done, I would have liked to have seen that play with the Hawkeye technology that you're talking about, and whether it would have been a first down or not. I think it would have been. And Buffalo probably wins that game if it was.
You know what I find interesting is I don't know where the focus from the NFL is. Because my goal as a fan is I want to see you guys get it right. I don't want to see like a play like we saw with Josh Allen where everybody in the world except for the guys that make the decision think that he got it, picked up a first down. If I'm a Bills fan in 3 years, if I hear whoever's got Dean Blandino's job come out and say, yeah, Dez did catch it, I'd lose my mind if I'm a Bills fan, just like as a Cowboy fan, because the Cowboys would have won a Super Bowl that year. But what I find interesting is they apparently are more worried about time. With the testing they've done, quote, we went from about 75 seconds of chain measurement and were able to get it down to about 30 seconds by the time the season was over. So we shaved off about 45 seconds of game administration time from going from physical chain measurements to a virtual chain measurement. I don't give a damn about the time. I care about you getting it right.
Well, and they're going to get it right more often than not, right, with this Hawkeye system you're talking about. And look, the NFL has been – I love the pylon cams.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic. So they're coming around. It's just taking them a little bit longer than perhaps it should. But I'm glad that they're going to do this. They're going to roll it out, this year, this season. So I'm happy about it. That's good. I'm going to celebrate that.
I'm with you. The Hawkeye system for testing was at Allegiant Stadium, Arrowhead, AT&T, SoFi, and the Superdome. We'll see. I guess this has to go to the committee and get approved, but that's the plan for this to be tested next year. So maybe next year the chains will still be there in case the technology fails. You still have the human aspect of things. It's almost like the instant replay. But wasn't there a play, which playoff game was it, where it felt like even the announcers, I think it was a CBS game, where nobody saw the flag, but they called a penalty because it was there.
It was Joe Buck. I think there was a Monday night game, wasn't it?
All right. Well, but and then there was a flag way over. But it was like, I know they've been working on stuff, testing different things. They need to just continue to do more of that. Pledge is saying it was Bills Chiefs. Was it?
It was on that final Hail Mary that that Knox couldn't bring in. And they said there was a flag on the play when there wasn't.
I don't think that's the play
not the
he's
one
talking
I'm thinking
about.
of.
Yeah.
Either way, they're testing things and using stuff. The question for that particular game is, did they actually use it in a game when they weren't necessarily supposed to?
Yeah, it could be. Could very well be. I'm glad to see them doing that. Again, I'm with you. I want them to get it right. And I don't want to hear all of this, the officials are in somebody's pocket. And Mike Garofalo today has a deal, and it's called quarterback protection. And what it says is fouls drawn per 100 hits on quarterbacks. And Garofalo says the league reviewed the number of fouls drawn by quarterbacks to see if there is preferential treatment from officials and found there's no pattern. The Dolphins' Tua Tagovailoa was the most fouled passer per 100 hits this past season. If you want to go down and see what Patrick Mahomes, he was number 8 on the list. So I'm just saying, if you got Tua, you got Josh Allen, you got Bryce Young is number 3 on this list. Cooper Rush, number 4. So Cooper, he got roughed up a little bit with the Dallas Cowboys. Kyler Murray, number 5.
Is this a PR campaign to say, dude, we're not protecting Patrick?
Well, no, I don't think it is, because I think it's all data, Minix. It's all data.
Well, I mean, I can manipulate numbers, because right there on the, at this presentation, it says no apparent link between QB status and treatment from officiating.
Yes, exactly.
See, guys, we're not protecting Patrick. Here's the numbers that show it.
Exactly. He's number 8 on the list.
Forget what your eyes tell you.
Yeah, we'll ask the Houston Texans, and what are they going to tell you?
Exactly.
Look, who knows? I thought that was an interesting little chart here that they've got. So, and then they highlight them as far as the teams that were in the playoffs, and only one, Josh Allen, was in the playoffs in the top 5.
And Bills fans will say he's not protected.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to be protected. That big dude.
C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud is tied for 30th. Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr, C.J. Stroud, and Bo Nix are all tied for 30th.
Wow.
I think that's the ref saying, C.J., your offensive line sucks. We're not going to bail you out with a flag.
Exactly right. Well, what's Bo Nix and Jalen Hurts? I guess their offensive lines were good enough, and they never got hit.
Well, I mean, Bo maybe. Jalen Hurts, I don't know. I mean, I wish they would focus more on this technology than should we get rid of the tush push. The fact that there is so much talk about the tush push is I don't know, comical. And outside of, Green Bay, that they don't want it?
Well, even Tampa Bay. Raheem Morris was saying he wouldn't mind seeing that go away. The only reason they want it to go away, they can't stop it when they play the Eagles.
Well, nobody can stop the Eagles from doing it because they do it right. And then you get a bunch of word salad from like Nick Caserio on whether or not they should get rid of the tush push.
Miko and I have talked about this. You don't necessarily want to penalize a team that's done something very well. Like credit to Coach Stoutland and Coach Sirianni that's a play that's been effective for them. They got a good quarterback who's got good lower body strength. I mean, not every quarterback can squat 600, 700 pounds. So the techniques that they utilize, again, just because you can't stop the play, I mean, is that something that you have to take out of the game? I think you got to be careful about just totally ridding the game of it. I would say, I'm sure the league will talk about player health and safety. Is it put the players at risk? It's a well-executed play by the Eagles, all right? And they've had success doing it. No one's been able to stop it. So, honestly, at some point, the onus is on, figure out a way. And if you can't, and the way they implement it, they're one of the few teams, or about the only team, that handles it the way that they do. So the sneak play in and of itself, there's a lot of dynamics that are involved. Some quarterbacks want to be in a fray. Some quarterbacks don't. You look at Buffalo, Josh is 6'5", 250 pounds. So, I mean, he reaches his hand out there. He's got a first down. So every team's got to handle it a little bit differently. So I would just say, to penalize a team because they do something well, it's probably something we just need to think about as a league.
Okay. He kind of rambles on a little bit, doesn't he?
Word salad.
But I agree with him. I totally agree with him. I don't like this get rid of the tush push thing. And again, the only reason I want to get rid of it, they can't stop it. Buffalo didn't do it very well, and Kansas City was able to stop them. Philadelphia does it really well, and nobody can stop them. It's football. All right, you move the football as much as you have to keep the football and drive down the field. Philadelphia's got it figured out. Every other team should work on that in OTAs and training camp, and let's go with it.
The idea of what Philadelphia does, the people that argue it's an unpleasing play, shut up. It's more of a rugby play than a football play. Should you be able to push somebody from behind?
Yes.
I mean, they made it a rule a long time ago that you could do it, and Philadelphia is the first one that figured out how to utilize it. The only way that this gets changed, in my mind, and I guess I could be wrong here, if there's enough people that have the balls to be like Green Bay and Tampa Bay and say, this needs to go. I mean, because everybody else is like word salad. You just heard from Nick Caserio. A minute 13 was that answer, just for the record, to say what he could have said in 8 seconds. Unless there's injury data that says this is a dangerous play, it's not going to change. Now, the guy that gets likely hurt in that situation is a center, not your quarterback. So, every time Philadelphia runs that play, how much risk are they putting on their center, right?
Nobody's ever. When's their center get hurt? Whether it was Kelsey.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Injury is going to be the only thing that I think would change it. Not you can't stop it, so let's stop you from doing it. Now, we've heard Jason Kelsey talk about being on the bottom of that pile sucks.
Yeah.
And every time they call it, he's like, crap, here we go, because you're going to have about 1,000 pounds of bodies on top of you.
Yes.
But he didn't get hurt. The Eagles center didn't get hurt on that play. So unless there's an injury or injury concern, I don't see them making a change to that play, even if people want to complain about it. You can't stop it.
Look, if you make a change on that play because people are pushing from behind, you're gonna have to do that all over the field. I mean, that happens on other plays as well. You see linemen pushing running backs. You see that all the time. So you'd have to ban pushing all over the field, not just on that particular play.
So you can push but not pull. Like that touchdown Bo Scatterby scored against the Longhorns, that shouldn't have counted because you're not allowed to pull a guy into the end zone, but you can push him from behind.
If it didn't get called, Minix, it's legal.
Oh, no, I'm saying, though, I mean, it's one of those, it's weird when you're looking at rules. You can push, but you can't pull.
Sure.
Maybe they changed the rule to you can't push a player behind the line of scrimmage. That would eliminate that play. So if you're around the goal line trying to get in, you can push them through.
I hope they don't change the rule. It's a great play. Philly's figured it out. If everybody else hasn't, then that's too bad. That's on you.
It's exactly what it is. And quite honestly, I hate the rule. I hate the play because Philly does it well. If I were a Philly fan, I'd be like, why would you stop this?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't. And there's one fan base that's probably like, no, don't get rid of it. Everybody else is like, yeah, it's stupid because our team can't do it.
Even the Buffalo Bills, they can't do it. And they got a big quarterback.
And but they put a little guy behind him. If I'm a head coach, I would have, I don't know, my backup left guard.
I got the fattest dude on the team back there.
Again, we don't want your quarterback hurt.
I'm putting the fattest guy I got back there, and he's running and pushing that dude, and you're going to pick up 2 yards every time. Fattest dude there is.
Yep.
That's all I'm thinking is, who's my fattest guy? Go. You're in.
What do you do for the team?
Push the tush. That's what I do.
Is there a position for that?
You go out in the bar and say, you know what I do, honey?
TP.
I tush the push, or push the tush.
I'm the tush pusher.
Yeah, it's me. Oh.
Whoa. In hockey, they used to have the goon, the guy that would just fight everybody.
Yeah.
Football, they'll have the tush pusher.
The tush pusher. It could be a whole new position in football. You're doing special teams. He could be the special pusher.
Your long snapper, your punter, your kicker, and your tush pusher.
That's right. Boom.
We're ruining football.
No, I think it's great. It's brilliant.
Tush push?
Tush push.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Eagles came up with it. They do it very well. It's unstoppable. And everybody's crying about it, so keep it in.
I just really want to know what the Eagles actually call that play. since Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley would not say on, was it Fallon, Kimmel, one of the Jimmys?
Yeah, one of those guys.
I now I really want to know, what do they actually call it, because it must be dirty.
I think that I hope the rumor was unstoppable. You go in the huddle and say unstoppable. Everybody knows what that is.
I think they would have said that. The fact that they wouldn't say it, I'm thinking it's not for every audience.
Well, that could be.
That could be. The way the Spurs are playing, it's not for every audience either. Another disaster last night in New Orleans. This time they blew a 19-point lead. And Steph Castle benched for poor play. We'll talk about it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, let's talk about Stevens Roofing, though. My favorite thing to do. I love talking about Stevens Roofing. Locally owned company, family-owned company, and they're just very good at what they do. And I know they're very good at it because they've been in business in San Antonio and South Texas for a long time, and they're not going anywhere. Very successful company. And your roof, you need to get it ready, or at least make sure that it's ready, because we're getting into spring now. You know what happens around here in spring. We get those thunderstorms with the hail, the wind, the rain, all of that stuff, and it takes a toll on your roof. You want to make sure your roof is in tip-top shape before those storms get here. It just makes perfect sense. All you have to do is call Stevens Roofing, and they'll come out and inspect your roof absolutely free. The number to call is 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Look, Texas weather is tough. Don't let it catch you off guard. Call Stevens Roofing. Look, your roof keeps your family safe, and Stevens is here to make sure that you are always covered. Stevens Roofing, they're protecting Texas families one roof at a time. That number to call again is 210-785-0994.
If you travel as much as the San Antonio sports guys travel, while you're on the road, be sure to take us along. Listen to the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star live stream anywhere on the Odyssey radio app.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Prize Picks. Hoops are here, baby. It's time to turn the page and start playing games we can win. And now you can win up to 1,000 times your money over on Prize Picks just for doing what you love, watching basketball and picking those that you like. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on sports action. There's over 10 million of us doing it. You should be there too. And right now, there's no better time to get in on the hoops action. If you think Steph Curry can get more than 5 3-pointers this week, now's the time. Is the freak going to get 35? I don't know. I do know this. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5, and you don't even need to win. You can receive a $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And have you ever played Taco Tuesday? That's right. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks offers promotions that can lead to big payouts. Here's how you play. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app, use the code ALAMO, and get $50 instantly after you play your first lineup. Prize Picks. Go run your game.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. Swing it!
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Get signed up for our Spring Golf Classic coming up April 14th out at the Golf Club of Texas. Presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Benefiting the Pan American Golf Association.
Great folks. Let me tell you something. We were out there Friday.
Yep.
Had the kickoff party for the golf tournament.
Yep.
Great people. Great people. And they do a lot of wonderful things. So help those folks continue to do what they do.
We had we were doing a deal out at Pop Stroke. And we had lunch there with them beforehand to decide, all right, yep, you guys are it. Here we go. And you're right, great people, great organization that I learned a lot about.
Yeah.
You guys can learn a lot about the Pan American Golf Association on Google, or if you're out at the tournament. It's going to be a great time, and they do a lot of great things. So get signed up, sasportstar.com. It's $400 for your foursome. That's $100 a player. Sign up as an individual. It is $120. It's always a great time. Again, Flight by Yingling, the presenting sponsor, also brought to you by our friends at Ensira and at PPL Motorhomes.
Very nice, and we appreciate all the sponsors. Couldn't do it without them.
No, couldn't do it without them. And, you know, one of the things that I love about Ensira, and, you know, I'm a big Ensira fan.
Sure.
A guy tweeted me earlier that says, come on, Jason, looking to buy a 2025 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X at Ensira Nissan.
Wow.
They have no trucks in stock. Talk to your girl, April Ensira. And just now, as we were talking about that, 4:39, April Ensira tweets back, because he didn't tag April. Thanks for your interest in Ensira and the Nissan Frontier. We show 18 of them at our store on the north side of town, which is I-10 and Huebner.
Wow.
Here's a link to those. We have more at our South Park store as well.
Aha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice, April. That was great.
Solid.
Good response.
Absolutely.
Let's see what April and Harvey Nation are doing.
Dude, it's incredible what they're doing.
It really is. It's fantastic. Now, the ladies, UTSA women's basketball team, they're going for the attendance record still, right, which is 2,000.
On Saturday, they're trying to get over 2,000 people, and they're having an historic season.
Oh, they are. Great season. Great season. Well, April said she was going to donate $5 per ticket sold, I believe.
Yeah,
is how right?
$5 for every person. So if they've got 2,000 people, that would be a $10,000 donation from Aunt Sarah. According to April on Twitter, Harvey Najum has generously matched her $5 donation, which means for every person that goes to the game on Saturday afternoon, that will be $10 in donation. If they get to 2,000 people, that's $20,000 going to the UTSA women's basketball team. They're going for their school record 25th win. They win, they're going to win the American Athletic Conference Championship. Set the attendance record and send the seniors off in style. It's their last home game for the regular season for those seniors. So it's senior day.
That's great. And so an extra $20,000. I'm sure the folks at UTSA are thrilled about that.
Absolutely.
And very generous folks that we have in our community, like April Lancier and Harvey Nation.
And the UTSA women's basketball team, they're playing great basketball, unlike our San Antonio Spurs that are playing crap basketball. And that continued last night. In fact, I got pissed watching the game last night, and I turned it off. I did. I don't understand this basketball team. They built a 19-point lead and lost again. And they're playing the Pelicans, a Pelicans team record-wise far worse than the San Antonio Spurs, but you wouldn't know that from what you've seen the last two games.
Well, yeah, because they blew a 17-point lead a couple of nights before in New Orleans. Got to say, De'Aaron Fox, he did not play well last night. Had an opportunity, turned the ball over late, and that really kind of sealed the deal. But, again, they didn't shoot well overall. You know, you look at the box score and you see where Devin Vassell scored 20 points, but his shooting percentage was not good. The one thing that I liked about what he did last night, he got to the free throw line. And so I think Devin, trying to get out of his shooting slump, maybe is trying to get to the basket a little bit more, and I appreciate that, and I hope he's doing that. But probably De'Aaron Fox's worst game as a Spur last night, no doubt.
And Mitch Johnson was asked after the game last night if Fox is trying to overcompensate with Wemby not there.
I'm sure. You know, anytime you lose one of your top guys, I think the guys that already are doing the heavy lifting are trying to do more, and the people around him need to do more, and he can do a ton like he's already doing and let others help him in that regard, right? But I think everybody's probably pressing a little bit and trying to, and this season can be unforgiving, and we have to maintain our level of confidence individually and as a group while also sustaining a level of consistency of execution.
You know, he's right? And I think De'Aaron Fox probably is, because he knows now he is the guy, right? De'Aaron Fox is the guy with Wemby out of the picture for the rest of the season, and so he's trying to push a little bit. What I don't like, and this is before De'Aaron Fox got here, the Spurs have been blowing leads like this all season long, and that's an issue and a problem.
Yeah, you know, there's been a couple times where it's tough when you put in 20 minutes of really hard work and get a lead, and then in 2 minutes, it's like poof. And that's where the snowball effect of multiple mistakes in a row, whether that's, and sometimes the mistake can be taking a quick shot. Not necessarily a bad shot, but the game calls for a different possession there. And that's some of those where there are certain things that you can do to try to minimize runs. Teams are going to make shots, teams are going to make plays, but there are certain things that we can do and individuals can do to minimize some of those runs. And that's where, at times, we're almost fanning the fire when we're in the disadvantage on some of those runs. And that's something that we're, emphasizing and need to continue to be better on.
19-point lead. First quarter was great last night. Second quarter, not so much.
Dude, it was 20 minutes of hard work. We have a 48-minute game, but we only want to work 20 minutes. I know, and I've said this, every loss right now is a win. Jack Thompson, Rob Sun just texted me that too. And I've said that before. The best thing that can happen now for this Spurs team, get into the lottery. But the reality is they don't have to try to lose games because they're not very good. And they don't appear to be very well coached. When Pop first went out and they promoted or announced Mitch Johnson as the interim coach, I thought that was an interesting move and probably something along the lines of a plan. But why is Brett Brown not making the decisions? Why is Brett Brown, who has head coaching experience and a lot more experience than Mitch Johnson, making these decisions? The coaching, the in-game coaching is bad. And at what point is Mitch Johnson in over his head? Will he be a great coach one day? Maybe. Is he one of those, young basketball minds? Are they grooming him for something later? Are they telling us, hey, we're letting Mitch learn on the fly because this is going to help him down the road and maybe help the Spurs down the road? Brett's been there, done that. But last night, he benched Steph Castle. Steph Castle played 12 minutes last night, and Mitch says it's because he was making mistakes.
Yeah, that first 8 or 9 minutes, I believe, of the game, we didn't make us up. That group really got it rolling, and we just kind of were going to let them ride the hot hand. So the first half rotations probably were a little unique just from even what we were expecting to do because we didn't want to stop our own momentum in that sense. And then, there was just a few mistakes that were made that, in a game that was close and going back and forth, we needed as much solid basketball as we could get. It was just a decision that I made on a few different situations.
Now, look, to Mitch Johnson's defense a little bit, Steph Castle got 3 fouls pretty quick. He did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and he turned the ball over 3 times in his short period of time on the floor. But this is not the only game. So if you could say, okay, if that was a one-off, I get it. Foul trouble early, turn the ball over 3 times, okay. But this has been a trend since the All-Star break that he's just not playing many minutes at all. 20 minutes is like a long night for Steph Castle. So I'm not exactly sure what the Spurs are trying to do with Steph Castle. It's baffling. I mean, it really is. And it seems to me if Jack Thompson saying that, it's a good thing, well, that's fine. If you're tanking, if you're losing games, you want to get in the lottery, okay. But doesn't it behoove you to get one of your young players some experience, to have him play?
Yes.
And play a lot and get the NBA experience that he needs, not sitting on the bench. And at this point in time, if you are tanking and that's the goal, then why is Chris Paul still playing? Why is he playing so many minutes? Honestly, why are you not playing some of these other guys? Jeremy Sohan, he's kind of been forgotten on the bench to some extent. I mean, 19 minutes last night. So it doesn't make any sense to me if that's what you're doing. And again, you're not tanking. You're just not good enough to win. I mean, they're going to get rolled tonight. They're going to get rolled on Saturday in Memphis. And then they come home to Oklahoma City. I mean, look, the schedule is tough going forward. They're not going to have to try and tank. They're going to lose anyway. So why not get Steph Castle the experience that he needs to be better next year?
If they're allowing Mitch Johnson to coach through his mistakes, why is Steph Castle not playing through his? If shooters shoot their way out of a slump, Devin Vassell struggling with his shot, not finding his way to the bench, and Mitch Johnson saying the other day he's got to keep shooting, why is Steph Castle not able to play through? Hey, coach him up on the bench and put him back out there. I mean, for a number of years now, we've seen a lot of mistakes made by players because they have to learn. Steph Castle could win Rookie of the Year, but he's not going to win Rookie of the Year sitting on the bench with 12 freaking minutes. That's not going to happen. And again, I know it's other than for him personally, if he wins that for money-wise on contracts, but give fans something to get excited about. Right now, Defensive Player of the Year, that's out. So do we get a Rookie of the Year? I want to see the future and what I'm seeing out of Mitch Johnson. And I gave this guy benefit of the doubt, weird situation early on, but at this point, he's not getting it done. And if you've got Brett Brown sitting right there, why is Brett Brown not getting an opportunity to make these decisions late if you're trying to win? And listening to Mitch, I think they're still trying to win. which is beyond me. But even then, when you watch, and all of us sitting at home, we armchair coaching this thing, just the decision making, some of the plays, all of it right now. Not at all thrilled with what I'm seeing from Mitch Johnson as the interim coach. And more baffling that I look and I see Brett Brown sometimes looking like, the hell are you doing? Right? I mean, there's sometimes you just, all right. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. Their community, I don't know. But
is Mitch Johnson, when before Pop went out, listed as assistant one?
No.
So I wonder who made that decision, because look, Pop, I'm quite certain after Pop's stroke, he wasn't in any condition to make any decisions as to who's going to take over. So I don't know if Pop made that decision before the stroke. If I go out of the game, if I get thrown out or whatever, then I want Mitch to take over. I mean, that had to be the case, right?
Yes.
Because Pop was in no condition to make that call unless he made it already before that happened.
My assumption is all these scenarios are laid out before the season starts. If I'm sick, Pop's called in sick a couple of times. If I'm sick, Mitch is the coach. I don't know. The announcement was made so soon. It was like this was the plan. Unless Brett Brown doesn't want to deal with it. Brett Brown might be like, yeah, dude, head coach has to talk to the media. I don't want to do that.
That could be.
Head coach has other responsibilities. I'll just sit here and be first assistant, and I'll stay in that role. I don't know, and I don't know. It's
well, it's frustrating again,
yes.
And again, you can't. Wemby's injury is Wemby's injury, or blood clot, medical condition, whatever you want to call it, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's just unfortunate, and it's bad luck. But look, this team wasn't playing that great when Wemby was healthy. Okay, they weren't. I mean, let's face it. It's not like we're right there. Wemby got hurt. Oh man, the season's a take. This team was not consistent with Wemby on the floor. So there's issues all over the place with this team, and I think, hopefully they figure it out. De'Aaron Fox, I still think was a brilliant trade, and I think most people agree with that. But again, this team was inconsistent with a healthy Wembanyama, and now without him, it's a disaster.
It's a weird year. Everything with Pop, now with Wemby. It's been a weird year. Getting to the lottery, but if you've got a 17-point lead, you might as well go ahead and win the game, and you can't blame it on mental fatigue.
I do think that this team has done a heck of a job with dealing with a lot of unforeseen circumstances this year. I think a level of mental fatigue would be a fair assessment. I do not think that is a reason why some of those things are happening, which you alluded to in terms of the turnovers and the gameplay. But our margin for error is just zero right now. So whether that's making free throws, converting plays when you turn them over and you have an advantage, executing a play, executing a defensive coverage, we just have no margin for error right now. And in this league, sometimes that can be the difference. The 48-minute game is long for us right now. We have to continue to challenge ourselves to lessen some of those mistakes.
And if they're fatigued now, mentally or otherwise, they're another back-to-back tonight, right, in Houston. Then they go to Memphis on Friday, come back home on Saturday.
Yep.
Another back-to-back. So it's not going to get any better anytime soon. And there's a lot of issues with this team. We've talked about it, and to me, there's got to be some big changes coming up in the offseason. And I mean some big changes. And I hope the Spurs are not afraid to make those big changes. They've got to, because you've got three players there with the potential, in Wemby, Castle, and De'Aaron Fox. Other than that, I wouldn't mind seeing a little house cleaning.
I'm with you there. Now let's add the lottery pick to that. You've got Wemby, you've got Castle, you got Fox, and a future lottery pick.
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Get in the lottery.
Well, unless that guy's Cooper Flagg. I mean, there are some good players in that lottery.
Yeah.
But there's been good players in other lotteries that haven't worked out too well. And let's face it, Spurs haven't drafted well. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
They haven't. I mean, Wemby was a no-brainer, right? Nobody had to think about that. But Keldon Johnson never developed into what we thought he would. I'm worried about Devin Vassell. Jeremy Sohan, I don't know. He's got a role. He's Bruce Bowen as far as I'm concerned, but he's not quite that good yet.
Do we got a Josh Primo mention coming?
Well, yes.
All right.
A Josh Primo. He was the guy I was trying to think when we were talking about Deshaun Watson and that former Texas Longhorn.
Ah. Good Lord. Good Lord. You know, they got to start winning soon if they want voters to vote yes on Project Marvel. We know some dollar amounts now. Let's talk about what the cost of the new Wemby Center is going to be. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, as you're scrolling through social media, you can find yourself bombarded by bad news, comments, hot takes, people in their picture-perfect families, people with their humble professional update. It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. That's why you need to know about Cerebral and Cerebral.com, where they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication that's personalized to you. The best part? Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. And sometimes you just need to talk to somebody, help manage your stress and anxiety. If you're dealing with some sort of major life transition, learning about the importance of mental health, certainly on my radar with my daughter studying to become a therapist with graduation coming in May. And at Cerebral, they make mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. Cerebral is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important. At Cerebral, they're here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral. Make time for Mind Time.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down! Oh yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma! She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
All your refund has belonged to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax-confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use TaxSlayer.
Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Express News is reporting that the city of San Antonio has put a projected price tag on the new sports and entertainment district in downtown San Antonio, including a new Spurs arena. City estimates that the entire project would cost at least $2.75 billion, with 1.2 to 1.5 of that for the new Spurs arena. Spurs Rockets tonight.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Hump Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. Wednesday, just after 5.
Dude, our producer's yelling at me over here.
He is.
What the hell's going on?
I was just trying to get the information out there.
Well, if I had more than 30 seconds, maybe I could.
You know I always pause it if you run a little long.
Not always.
All right, just so y'all know, we'll make Pledge happy. The Spurs play the Rockets in Houston tonight. It's a nationally televised game on ESPN, and it tips at 8:30. How's that, Pledge?
It's better than 7.
All right.
He didn't say 7.
I didn't say 7. I said it to you.
It honestly could be one of their last nationally televised games. Because I imagine tonight's game's on ESPN. You'll get a lot of, this was scheduled for, now it's not. Even the Mavericks are getting dumped out of some nationally televised games.
Well, I'm really, ESPN can't be too happy with this one tonight, right? Can they? I mean, when they scheduled it, Spurs, Rockets, Wemby, and it should be good. And then, well, no Wemby. And so, who knows? Maybe the Spurs will play well tonight and make a game out of it.
Yeah, maybe.
At least they'll have a 18-point lead at one point in time.
Maybe. I mean, what lead is safe for the San Antonio Spurs?
There's not one.
Do they need to get it over 25?
Depends on when in the game that is. Because that 19-point lead last night in New Orleans was early. So.
Yeah. Good stuff. Before we talk about the cost of the new Spurs arena, I just saw something on Twitter that I just think is really, really, really cool. Clemson baseball. They're starting a new tradition, it sounds like, this year, as the college baseball season is underway. Every time you go to a game, at some point they thank the veterans in active duty military and they ask you to please rise. And a lot of times, Lee Greenwood plays. What they're doing for Clemson baseball at in the 4th inning, when they asked all the service members to rise, all the players ran out of the dugout and went up into the stands and shook hands with all the veterans that were standing. It took a long time, based on this video. But all these players going through, and now you could do this at a college baseball stadium. I wouldn't imagine they would do this at a major league stadium. It'd take 3 hours. But I just think what a very cool gesture to see these players, and apparently they're going to do this every game. It's not a one-off. But,
oh, wow. Every game, huh?
Yeah, they said it's the new tradition. They're going to go in the stands and shake hands and thank each veteran that is in attendance at a Clemson baseball game.
I think that's really cool. And we're watching the video during the break, and it's just awesome to see them come out of the dugout and then go up and shake the hands. It's really cool.
And if you didn't know that was happening, you're first thinking, what the hell's going on? And what I do appreciate even more is you don't see a bunch of other people just standing up trying to get a handshake.
Yeah.
Very cool for Clemson baseball.
I agree. Props to them.
The San Antonio City Council meeting today, and according to the agenda, there were some numbers revealed that the Express News reported on the cost of Project Marvel, which is going to be at least $2.75 billion for the entire project. The Spurs portion of it for the Wemby Center is an estimated cost between $1.2 and $1.5 billion.
With a B.
Billion.
Yes.
Billion.
It's going to be a pretty nice arena, I would assume.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, for $1.2 billion or 1.5, either way. But look, if you haven't, just Google the drawings or the renderings or whatever they're calling them. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You get this thing done. I mean, downtown is just going to be it's going to be beautiful. They'll redo the Alamo Dome as well, renovations to that, and make it a little bit bigger. So all of that stuff is going to happen, and bigger convention center. They're going to redo that. They're going to have another venue right at the old federal courthouse. So it's going to be beautiful. The price is the price. It's expensive. Now, who's going to pay what, and where do we go from here?
It's that's what we still don't know. The funding sources for all the different components is still unknown. The renderings all look incredible, including the Alamo Dome. The land bridge looks really cool. All of it just looks very modern, very, very cool. And for a couple bill, better, right? The funding that we're hearing of so far, property tax dollars from something called a tax increment reinvestment zone, state hotel taxes from a special tax zone the legislature approved in 2023, and then the venue tax Bexar County levies on hotel rooms and car rentals. And it does feel like a lot of it's going to be on tourists, which I think we're all fine with, especially if you travel somewhere else. You know you're paying for stuff in that city that you're probably never going to use. That's the way it works. The funding on this, all of this, feels like it's in line with what we've seen with other projects. The part that I worry about is when it goes to voters, is it all yes or no? Or the Wemby Center? Yes. The Alamo Dome remodel? Yes. The Convention Center? Yes. Or is it all Project Marvel passes or fails? I just wonder if there is, if we don't know this yet, is there a way to get this done? Like, hey, we know we need the Wemby Center to keep the Spurs in San Antonio, make sure Wemby is happy and plays his entire career here. All right, we'll do that, but that other event center and convention center, we don't want to do that. I don't know if it's all one or will it be broken up?
It's a good question, and I don't know the answer to it, but I'm hoping that they don't do that and give people that option. Just simply because you do one and then what? Then you got to come back at a later time and try and do the other if it's voted down. I hope it's the whole ball of wax, and I hope, again, the Spurs, once this is done, we know the projected price, and keep in mind what the Express News reported today is all a projection from the city. But once they figure out how much they need from here and how much the Spurs are going to kick in and all of that will be made public as public can be. And anybody that asks a question should get an answer. And all of that, and make this as transparent as you possibly can make it so everybody knows exactly what's happening. And then I think, to me, I would prefer it's the whole ball of wax. Bam. Put it out there for the whole thing. We're going to start with the arena, and then we'll fill in as we go, or however they want to do it. But I don't want to give people the option to piecemeal this thing.
Well, and again, the most important aspect of this is the new Wemby Center. That all the other stuff may or may not. In the way I understand this, the Wemby Center is the only part that will be done with both public and private funds.
Right.
And the amount of private funds, that's the Spurs, how much is Peter J. Holt and that group going to put into it? And it is likely to be the first project that is done. Keep in mind, the time is ticking on the lease with the current Frostbank Center. Not that they couldn't work out some sort of arrangement, but I am curious of which parts of the taxes are going straight to the Wemby Center, because I think that does factor in, like for Judge Sakai and what he told us when he joined us on the Blitz several weeks ago. The county wants some wins in this too, because right now the county is going to lose a major tenant in the Frostbank Center, and what's going to happen to that area. Now, granted, we were told when we built it over there as taxpayers that all this stuff was going to happen around that arena, and none of that has happened except for the purchase of a whole bunch of cones to direct you out of there after an event.
That's exactly right. And Judge Sakai told us he doesn't want the Frostbank Center turning into the Astrodome, just a building that sits there. He wants it used for something. Like, my assumption would be the rodeo would continue there if they leave it in its current form. But then what? What else? So all of those things have got to be decided. So we're still in the infancy stage of this, and the Spurs would like to have a vote on this in November. So there's a lot of road to cover until we get to that point. But I just hope the Spurs, the city, the county, are all as transparent as possible. And I appreciate the city at least giving us a glimpse of some of the numbers and what this would take, so people can digest that and say, yeah, it's expensive. Now, how are we going to pay for it? And that's the next step.
And the reality, and I don't know if, and I'm sure they can, dumb it down enough, because none of us know what it's like to work with billions of dollars. I'm going to guess everybody listening right now, there might be one or two of you. If Harvey Najum is tuned in right now, maybe, right? But the reality is, how does it affect me as an individual? Can you break it down to, you're probably going to end up paying like, I don't know, $8. Cool, I'm in, right? Or whatever that number is. Because that's how, when I'm looking at these taxes, like the hotel car rental tax, I know that's rarely going to affect me. That's on the tourism industry. But some of these other taxes, is it adding what to my personal taxes? And I think as individuals, that's what we're all looking for, is this going to be painful or not painful to get this thing done? And that's what's going to affect your vote, unless you're one of those people that are virtually against everything. And you're going to vote no regardless.
There are those people out there for sure. Just be transparent, man. I think that's the thing to do, and let people know this. So there's nothing hidden. And nobody can say, well, the Spurs are hiding this and the city's hiding that, and they don't want you to know about this. I get it out there. Let people see it for themselves, and then they can go from there. And look, this is going to be a win for downtown San Antonio.
Huge.
I mean, a huge win. Forget about the Spurs arena for a minute. You're talking about more convention space. Probably talking more hotels going in down there. Yeah, I mean, just a revitalization of downtown San Antonio with all of this. And we're all going to get caught up in the Spurs, but this is helping San Antonio as a whole and helping the downtown area. And I think it's fantastic, and I hope it passes. But I think the Spurs have got a lot of work to do. City's got a lot of work to do, and making sure people understand exactly how it's going to happen.
Lots of NFL news coming out of the Combine in Indianapolis. We'll get into that coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Plus, we'll get you ready for Spurs Rockets. They play tonight. After what we saw from the Spurs last night, you want to make this game more interesting for you, go download the Underdog app and start playing the Pick'em game, where you create a Pick'em entry by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Now, I didn't win money last night because I had Steph Castle going higher, and then Mitch Johnson decided to only play him like 12 minutes last night. And thanks, Mitch. But again, higher or lower, you make your predictions and go. I told you yesterday, take Luka lower than 31.5. That entry did turn green. You can create your own experience and play with as little as $1. If you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. You can turn $1 into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge. So download the Underdog app. Use my promo code STAR when you get signed up to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon that first deposit. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Man, too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings.
Made in America. Highest quality. That's Connecticut quality water softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. In fact, go there now. We're going to do a giveaway on YouTube. So if you want to win tickets, what do we have tickets to? The College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championship, happening at the Frostbank Center. It's a pair of tickets to the event April 3rd. It's a big part of the Final Four weekend. It's a lot of fun. We'll see and make sure some people have time to get over to the YouTube channel. We'll ask a trivia question and do that coming up in the next couple minutes. So you've got time to get over to YouTube for your chance to win. That's the only way to win these is, well, to go on YouTube and be the first person to correctly answer the trivia question. Pledge would just say, and the numbers are in on that Lakers game last night, the most watched NBA game of the year.
How about that? What, like 2.3 million, I think, right?
2.3, 2.9. A lot. And and for Luka, he just said it. Pledge, are you paying attention? You're on the phone over there. Okay. You're having a whole conversation with the dude, but trying to call for audio. I'm not sure you're ready. Are you ready? All right. Luka said he's glad the emotions of this thing is over.
Weird game, different game. But I can't even explain what kind of emotions were. It was just a lot of emotions, seeing the guys out there, seeing the guys I played. I went through a lot with the guys, so it was fun.
It was fun. He played well. I mean, he doesn't have to do it all with the Lakers. LeBron played well, and they've got Austin Reeves over there as well, and so, but he fits in, and he's LeBron can sit on the bench and still be okay if Luke is out there.
I tell you, though, LeBron at his age and the effort that he's playing with, especially on the defensive side, is really impressive. And I know your head will explode as I say this, but J.J. Redick and the talk that he's getting for Coach of the Year is well-deserved for him to be in that conversation. especially when you factor in what that guy's dealing with personally, knowing that he lost his house in those fires over there. But what J.J. Redick has done as a coach is impressive. We all kind of laughed at the hire. Look, LeBron's podcast partner's now going to be the head coach. How's this going to work? You got to give J.J. Redick credit. He's turning into one hell of a coach.
I can't disagree with that, and I can't even disagree with your LeBron James take. The guy at his age is playing fantastic basketball. He really is. He just there's no age for that guy, at least at this moment in time. And I think he's happy that Luka is there. I really do. And again, this is nothing against Davis, but I think he has a guy now that can kind of take the pressure off of him a little bit. He doesn't have to handle the ball all the time. And I think it's going to help him. I really do. Are the Lakers a championship team? I'm not going to go that far. But they're certainly much improved. And I love Luka Doncic. Anyway, I think the guy's fantastic. So the Mavericks made a horrible mistake.
That they did. Laker fans chanting, "Thank you, Nico," was quite frankly, the highlight of the night. And when Luka starts playing like Luka. Now, granted, Jason Kidd said yesterday, without saying it, anybody but Luka is going to beat us tonight. They made sure Luka didn't go crazy last night. But the Lakers right now are the 4th seed. Now, I still think Oklahoma City is the best team in the NBA right now. I think we're looking at a finals of OKC against Boston when it's all said and done.
Don't count Cleveland out.
Cleveland is good. I mean, quite frankly, you got Memphis, you got Denver there on the west side. I don't know if I'm ready to say I would put the Knicks in that conversation. But right now, if I were in Vegas right now, if I were betting who's going to be in the finals, I would say Boston and OKC. But the way the Lakers are still playing defensively without Anthony Davis, and a big part of that is LeBron James. When it's all said and done, would you be surprised if LA somehow found their way to the NBA Finals?
No, I wouldn't. And I'd actually be happy about it, just for Luka.
Yeah.
And because it would just kind of pee all over the Dallas Mavericks. If they ended up in the finals, and then especially if they won the championship, I think that that would just be justice. And then Luka could give a big old 2 middle fingers to the folks there in Dallas. So that I would be okay with it. I'm a Laker hater. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I hate them. But if they won, I'd be okay with it because, well, Luka.
I'm okay with them winning the West and losing the NBA Finals. I don't know that I want to see the Lakers win another title.
Well,
but I'm with you.
I don't want to see Boston win either.
Why do you hate Boston?
Well, I like Derek White, and he's about the only one. How about Cleveland? I'm going to pull for Cleveland. I want Cleveland in the finals. Yes. Because they're a bunch of, not a lot of big stars on that team. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, I get it, but for the most part, right? I don't know. They just play as a team. I like Cleveland.
I still can't believe they're 48-10. I remember what it was like to win 50 games in San Antonio, and now that's just is so far away.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Wow.
I've got a good memory, Joe.
Wow.
I do.
50 games. Man.
Yeah. Now I'm just hoping we don't lose 50.
Long time ago.
Life is so different in San Antonio.
Yeah. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon, it doesn't look like.
Yeah. It's always next year. Got to talk about what happened in last night's Spurs game. Get ready for the Rockets tonight. But we do have, I'm getting mean texts from Gillespie about you hating on Boston.
I think we went through this last year, too.
I can't read even parts of this. I can't read even parts of that one.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Cleveland, OKC, be happy about that. Boston can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm good with that. Like Derek White, like to see him do well.
But you don't want Boston to win.
Don't want Boston to win, no.
Interpreting the text I just got from Gillespie.
We get to suck on that all week.
Yeah.
Well,
and then something about
it is the absolute glory hole.
I know Lisa, I can hear her.
That's where you can take your Boston comments, my friend.
I hear her. I can actually hear her voice in my head right now. Yes, I can.
That's scary.
Yes,
Yeah.
It sure is. Very, very. I would not want that woman pissed off at me. See, this is just like
she's pissed off at you now.
This is a sports pissed off.
Oh,
I'm talking about really pissed off.
Yeah, I for John, dude, I'm with you. John, yeah.
Cleveland Cavaliers. And OKC. That would be my matchup. OKC and Cleveland.
If you're watching on YouTube right now, you've got a chance to win a pair of tickets to the College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championship, happening April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. First person on YouTube that can tell us the name of the new Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator, you're going to win a pair of tickets to the College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championship. Now, his former boss is Jonathan Gannon. And Jonathan Gannon had a whole lot of nice things to say about the Cowboys' new OC.
He's really smart. He's detailed. He knows how to attack defenses. He can communicate to the players. He's passionate. He's going to turn over every stone, works hard. Has a really good way about him, and that was a tough piece to lose. I'm excited for Justin Fry, that is, but I was on a plane coming here with Clayton, and it was good to catch up with him. And I know he's already, the questions that he was asking me, he's already on the right path. So he'll do a phenomenal job.
Well, it was the fastest Googler.
Yeah,
that's what that was.
That's exactly what it was. Exactly what it was. If you think you won, there's two people in there that kind of came in right at the same time. If you're eligible, call Pledge now, and he'll get you taken care of. Clayton Adams is the Cowboys offensive coordinator. I've got to do it trivia-wise because, hell, I didn't remember either.
No, I didn't remember.
I'm looking at the audio cut sheet that Pledge puts together, and I'm like, why is Jonathan Gannon talking about some dude named Clayton Adams? Oh, yeah.
You know what I love about this? Because all the coaches, oh, this guy's great. He's ready. He's that. Nobody's going to say they suck. I mean, can you imagine? They're not going to, oh, this guy's terrible. I'm glad he left. He's awful. The Cowboys are stuck with him now. Nobody's going to say that. So you got to take all this with a grain of salt.
I'm just glad that Clayton's going to get the yard cleaned up there in Dallas by turning over every rock.
Are there a lot of rocks in Frisco?
Well, maybe they did that kind of landscaping. They brought in all those river rock because it looks nice.
Mm-hmm. Go get him, Clayton. You're going to be holding a clipboard, buddy, because Shotty's calling the plays.
Yep. Eloy, congrats. You win the tickets to the Slam Dunk contest because, Justin, you're apparently not eligible.
Well, good for you, Eloy. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Your Googling paid off.
It did.
This time.
Be a little bit quicker.
Justin just got a facial.
His wife got a facial.
Yeah, I thought we put that under her name.
Girlfriend.
Oh, his girlfriend, yeah.
So not his wife, but his girlfriend. Okay.
She got the facial.
The girlfriend or the wife?
The girlfriend.
Okay.
Now, the wife got Justin in trouble.
Did the wife get Justin in trouble, or did Justin get in trouble with the wife?
Well, Justin,
because of the girlfriend.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But didn't we put the facial in the girlfriend's name?
I think we reprimanded Justin well enough. We kind of spanked his little hiney when he called us.
Kinda?
Kind of, yeah.
I'm thinking that guy's now single.
He's not.
He should be.
He was talking about how smooth his girlfriend's face is.
What?
After that facial.
Where was that? The hell are you talking about?
It was earlier.
What?
I saw it earlier. Because Alexandra was asking about it. And he said, yeah, she loved it. Her face was smooth.
So she's still with him?
Apparently so.
What about the wife?
The wife should be out of the picture. We've already done this. And we lectured Justin so to never talk to her again. She's an ex-wife for a reason, pal.
Oh, ex-wife. I
yes.
thought it was the current wife.
No.
With a girlfriend.
I don't think it's the current wife.
I mean, it's not like that guy we read about yesterday who was married to his wife's mother.
Is Justin trying to knock up two women at the same time?
I mean, trying
we
or
haven't
possibly happening are two very different things.
We haven't had a girlfriend and a wife story. Be great for our headline blitz, Justin. Get it done.
It's right. I'm glad you guys remember this stuff. Fred's like, Justin was talking to the ex.
That away, Fred.
While still having the girlfriend.
You know, Fred has been on board today. He's been snappy.
Dude, Fred takes notes during the show.
I'm telling you,
and
Fred
is able to refer back to him to keep us on track.
Yeah, Fred has just been right on point today.
Ever since he won your white belt.
That's it.
Just don't spank him.
He's obsessed with that white belt. But I don't blame him. So am I. You know what I got a memory of today?
Oh, good Lord.
Pledge sent it. Speaking of Lisa.
Uh-oh.
The Snuggie.
Oh, God. What?
The day she gave me a Snuggie.
I do remember that.
Because I think we were talking about frozen penises.
Ah.
Polar penis.
Polar penis. Same thing.
Why would Pledge send that to you?
Well, it was a memory on his...
Yeah. I sent him the memory.
That had to be a nice memory, Pledge. We were on...
You, Polar Penis, and a Snuggie live at the Roo Pub.
How about that? Yes.
It was the hashtag that really...
Dude, life is good. Think about that.
How often do you use your penis Snuggie?
The old tuggy?
Quite frankly,
that's what it is.
It's
although that's Justin Tucker's new nickname.
What, Tuggy?
Or Justin Tugger.
Justin
One of the
Tugger.
two. Yeah.
Wow.
Longhorn legend.
Yep.
No, it's Baltimore Raven. Not from Boston. This segment's gone down the toilet.
Yeah, it's pretty much done.
If your toilet's having some
Eloy.
issues, make sure you call Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quarter Moon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. At Quarter Moon, their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quarter Moon, they are green certified. Whether it's your plumbing, your AC, you still need your heater, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, they're running around in underwear in Indianapolis. We'll talk about what we're seeing from the NFL Combine.
And Spurs Rockets Wednesday night. We'll discuss whether the spiral continues for San Antonio. Party starts at 6. Don't be late.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, Use as directed.
Right now at North Park Chevrolet. Own a new 2024 Silverado Crew Cab posted at $33,999 or lease for $0 down and $370 a month. Get 1.9% financing on all new 2024 Colorado trucks. A new 2025 Equinox LT is posted at only $25,999 plus 2.9% financing. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com.
Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and
for details.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Cannot wait to get to Vegas.
Going to be fun.
About a month from now.
Yeah, it is about a month from now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Promo code BLITZ at CircaLasVegas.com or go to sasportstar.com, and there's a link that will take you right there. Then you find your airline of choice, and you get out there. March 27th and 28th is when we'll be broadcasting live. Then, of course, sticking around for the great weekend.
It's always fun. This will be our 3rd trip to Circa.
Yep.
And it gets better every time.
And the good news is it's opening day of Major League Baseball. It is Sweet 16 weekend of the NCAA tournament, and the Spurs will long be out of it at that point. And last night's loss. Now at this point, and I've said this, with no Wemby, I would shut down De'Aaron Fox, get that surgery now. And the best thing that can come out of this season is you get into the lottery. And you get as many lottery balls as possible, increase your percentage of getting the number 1 pick. When Wemby went out, I think the Spurs percentage was at 3 to land the number 1 overall pick. They can do better than that, and they've got an opportunity. And they don't even really have to tank. They're not a good basketball team, even if they're trying. Case in point, the last 2 games against the lowly New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, they're not getting into the play-in or much less anything else. So that's going to happen. I don't think there's any question about it. If you want to watch something and be excited about something, go check out the East and see what Atlanta's doing over there. But the East is so bad on the bottom half that I think Atlanta gets into the playoffs regardless. Of course, the Spurs have their pick, and it's unprotected. So everybody hoping the Spurs would have a couple of shots at it. Doesn't look like it's going to happen that way, but you never know. Spurs have it tough now, too, because tonight in Houston is a much-improved ball club. So it's the second game of a back-to-back. Then they travel to Memphis to close out the rodeo road trip on Friday and head right back here to play on Saturday against Oklahoma City. Tough little stretch here.
Do you see a win anywhere?
I don't. I don't see a win anywhere, no.
And again, a win right now is a loss because you're trying to increase your percentage. What I don't, and I say I don't want to see it, like I know losing right now is the best thing for the team. I got angry watching the game last night and turned it off because of the bad basketball and the bad coaching. Mitch Johnson, like he sat down Steph Castle last night for mistakes, needs to be sat down and replaced with Brett Brown. I don't understand why Brett isn't the interim head coach at this point. Mitch Johnson has done nothing to say, yeah, man, keep going. You know, we gave him, and we all did as Spurs fans, gave him the benefit of the doubt when he first took over. But at this point, he's had the gig long enough for us to know he ain't ready for this opportunity.
Yeah, right, since early November. The problem is just the inconsistency of this basketball team. Even when Wemby was healthy, this team was inconsistent. They were blowing big leads when Wemby was healthy. So you put some of that on the head coach? Yeah, I think you do. But it's just an inconsistent basketball team. They have no shooters that can consistently make shots from the outside. I mean, it's just, let's face it, they don't. You know, you keep thinking Devin Vassell is that guy, and I keep waiting for him for something to happen. But, man, the guy is just not a consistent outside shooter, and it's frustrating.
Very. But as Devin said, we're all still learning.
It's definitely a learning phase. We just got to be better, though. We can't turn the ball over as much as we did. Did we get out-rebounded today? I don't have a box.
Yeah, pretty close.
About even. Yeah, we got to take care of the ball. We got to move the ball on offense and just get good quality shots. We got to know when the other team is going on a run, what's a good shot and what's not. Really value each possession.
Good shot's one that goes in, Devin. How about that? That's a good shot. And I get it. And I know Devin got to the free throw line last night. I would like to see a little more of that. Maybe play a little old-fashioned basketball instead of just jacking up threes, you know, every single time down the floor. Let's work the ball around a little bit. Maybe play a little, you know, DeMar DeRozan style of basketball, a little mid-range jumper.
That's not cool.
Well, I don't care if it's cool or not. You ain't making them from outside the cool spot, so come inside the old guy spot and try it there.
Again, it's frustrating because Devin, are you still learning, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, everybody is always learning. I don't care. I mean, we all learn new things all the time. But it's not like this team is full of a bunch of rookies. Yet the one rookie on the team that has a chance to win Rookie of the Year played 12 minutes last night because, as Mitch Johnson said, he made too many mistakes.
Yeah, that first 8 or 9 minutes, I believe, of the game, we didn't make us up. That group really got it rolling, and we just kind of were going to let them ride the hot hand. So the first half rotations probably were a little unique, just from even what we were expecting to do, because we didn't want to stop our own momentum in that sense. And then, yeah, there was just a few mistakes that were made that, in a game that was close and going back and forth, we needed as much solid basketball as we could get. It was just a decision that I made on a few different situations.
And now, all right. Now, Castle wasn't good last night. He had 4 fouls. He got 3 of them pretty quick. In 11 minutes and 54 seconds, he was a minus 16, which that's kind of hard to do too. He had 3 turnovers.
He did.
He was 1 of 4 shooting. But if we're in a learning phase and we're letting Mitch Johnson coach through his obvious mistakes, why aren't you coaching him up and letting him play through the mistakes while we're all learning? Because at this point, isn't that what it's about? And the roller coaster of time. Steph Castle, he should be starting. Look at the numbers for Steph Castle when he is starting versus when he's coming off the bench. He is far better as a starter and should be getting starter minutes. That's a coaching mistake, Mitch Johnson, to not have Steph Castle in your starting lineup. Oh, that first group, 8-9 minutes, we didn't want to sub. Again, one of your better players is on the bench, and then he gets in, makes a mistake, and then you set him down like he's a puppy that peed on the carpet. I don't understand what Mitch Johnson is doing with Steph Castle.
Well, again, it seems to me that they have got an agreement in blood with Chris Paul that he's got to start and he's got to play 30 minutes. And look, I respect Chris Paul immensely. The guy is Hall of Famer, right? Should be, in my mind. And I get what it means. Coming here, he wants to play, but for whatever reason, look, at this point in time in the season, when you're not going anywhere, it seems to me that Steph Castle, the younger players, whoever you think you're going to keep around, need to be getting the bulk of the minutes and let them play, let them work those mistakes out. You know, if you turn the ball over 3 times, you get in early foul trouble. Okay, so what? So if he fouls out, who cares? But let him play.
Let him play to work through those mistakes. Instead, he's got to turn to his mentor, Devin Vassell, for counseling.
I'm in his ear every day. It's nothing that I'll say right now, but I'm in his ear and I'll talk to him afterwards. The best thing I can say is my rookie year was up and down too. I didn't have the same role that he did. You know, he came in and number 4 pick and was able to kind of have the ball in his hands to kind of get going. When I came in, I was obviously a high pick, but I had a lot of vets around me, so I was in a 3-and-D role. A lot of times I wouldn't get the ball. Sometimes some games I wouldn't play. So that's just the nature of the league. But you can't let that dictate, you know, your effort or you can't show it neither. So I'm gonna talk to him just with little stuff. But his potential is out of this world, and I know that it's only gonna take him one game for it to bounce back, and he'll be fine.
You know, that's interesting what he just said there. And he's talking about, you know, maybe he's down because he's not getting to start and all of that. Somebody else mentioned that earlier in the show. It might have been Fred, because Fred's been on point today on our YouTube page, that maybe Castle is a little down and he's not giving the effort that he once did because he's not starting and he's coming off the bench. And if that's the case, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at it that closely. I'll watch more tonight. But if he's got that attitude, that's something that needs to be fixed. And when you listen to Devin Vassell, it kind of sounded like that was the case.
It certainly is a possibility. And again, that's where Mitch Johnson, as the head coach, as a leader, a guy in a leadership role, needs to figure out what it takes to motivate Steph Castle on an individual and get him back to the space he needs to be in. Spurs Rockets tonight, 8:30 on ESPN. I don't know how many more nationally televised games they're going to get because it's going to get worse from here.
No doubt. Let me just correct myself. The Spurs play Saturday, Sunday. Saturday in Memphis, Sunday here against OKC.
Good.
I said Friday earlier.
Okay. Glad you cleared that up.
I did. I just wanted to make sure.
Pledge would have corrected you later on.
He would
extra
have,
innings
exactly.
Pledge.
Yeah, he would have.
The Morning Huddle tomorrow morning. Rob and AJ get you going at 6 a.m. Pledge next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan.
It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect, and they've got this great job promotion, and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible